Good evening and welcome to day 3 of our Big Info event. Before we begin, I would like to share that the British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam. We are grateful to be here. My name is Andrea Frisk, and I am the Dean of the School of Energy at BCIT. Today's information session is focused on energy, technology, and trades. I'm passionate about these fields, being an engineer myself. In my view, the current time is a great time to be in engineering and technology and trades, as there are so many worthwhile causes to be involved in and contribute to. I'll just name a few. The transformation of the energy industry away from relying solely on fossil fuels and toward clean energy generation. Efficient electrical power transmission and distribution in smart grids, and efficient energy use. Efficient usage means low energy, low emission transportation, buildings, and industrial processes. And as processes are digitized, they also need to be kept safe through cybersecurity. Another way in which technology keeps people safe, of which we have heard a lot recently, is the design of healthy buildings, protecting people through high-performance ventilation from external and internal sources of pollutants, such as the forest fires that we've been faced with or infectious diseases. So I'll use this last example to stress that we need everyone, engineers, technologists, and tradespeople, to implement such solutions. In the case of building ventilation, from design engineer, designing the solutions, to the HVAC, so that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning tradesperson who implements the systems, and a maintenance technologist. Now, this list only touches on a very few examples of the many ways in which engineering, technology, and trades contribute towards societal goals as big as climate change, as well as health and safety. Nonetheless, I hope with this introduction that I have inspired you to not only look at engineering and the related professions as being about things, gadgets, and gizmos, but that it is also very much about people. In a complex world, we are experts in problem solving, applying science, and using technology in order to make people's lives better. We hope you will join us. On the next slide, you'll see the schedule for today's event. And as you can see, it starts with information on education you can pursue in engineering-related professions. There's a lot to say here, which is why we'll spend well over an hour on this. You'll then hear for about a half hour about academic upgrading options. It'll be followed by a brief introduction into apprenticeship services. The event will then conclude with a detailed 1.5 hour long session on trades and apprenticeship options. Depending on the flow of the evening, we'll try to fit in some small breaks along the way. With this, as shown on the next slide, I will hand over the leading of this info session to my most capable and knowledgeable colleague, Marco Wissig. Thank you, and here you go, Marco.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And everybody, welcome to tonight's session. Next slide, please. For the it's the BCIT engineering presentation. Like Andrea said, my name is Marco Wissig, and I'll be the moderator for the next hour and 20 minutes, roughly. Our session this evening will be focused on engineering and engineering related programs. And I encourage you, as outlined by Andrea, to stay tuned after our session for the academic upgrading, the apprenticeship services, and the trades and apprenticeship presentations this evening. For some of you, this might be the first time attending an online session, and we are using the Zoom webinar product, and we are recording this session. On this platform, we can see and hear you, and sorry, you can see and hear us and the speakers, but we cannot see or hear you. These recordings will also be available on our YouTube page towards the end of this week, if not early next week. We will be giving brief overviews of BCIT's programs that you may be aware of, and some that you may be hearing about for the first time tonight. Our speakers aim to give you an idea for future career paths, and we know you'll have questions. On either the bottom of the center of your screen or on the side of your screen, depending on how you've got the format set up, there is a Q&A feature, and that is where you can use this to type in all of your questions. I'll encourage you to wait until the Q&A session at the end if you'd like to ask the questions. However, I know they will come up during the presentation, and please feel free to type them in. We have an amazing team of program advisors and people in the background that are going to be assisting and answering questions during this session. We'll also identify some to answer that might be pertinent for everybody to hear and know at the end of the session as well. If you do type in any questions, please note that you'll need to refer to the initial question if you're doing a follow-up question, as we will be, a number of people will be responding to them. So we'll want you to be well aware of that and ensure that they know what you're talking about. And also identify if you are a domestic student or an international student. Sometimes the questions will be a little different to answer if you are international, for example. Let's get started. Next slide, please. This is our agenda for this evening. For the engineers, we're going to do this brief welcome that I just finished doing with you and a little bit of an overview. And the overview is going to consist of very brief overviews of many, many programs. Next slide, please. In this sector overview that we're showing right now, this is also, again, a very brief overview, and we can attest to engineering being more than what we can capture on one page. Next slide, please. The current delivery of the curriculum that we have right now at BCIT is that all classes are in person. There are some that are blended depending on the programs, but primarily for the courses, the programs that we're speaking about this evening are all in person. And we are following all provincial health officer guidelines and protocols, and that includes masks being worn in all common areas. Our information sessions are also being identified here, and I want to make sure that I identified that, as a lot of the programs that we're describing this evening will have upcoming information sessions highlighted. And some of these information sessions are going to be both online or a combination of in-person and online. And during those sessions, if you are going to be attending an in-person information session on campus, you will be required to follow those COVID safety protocols and be wearing a mask while you're here. I'm also going to highlight that it's very important to register for the information sessions that you plan on attending, so that we can be aware of whether or not you will be coming to campus, and we can provide what those safety protocols will be. Next slide, please. In this sector of engineering, it's really comprised of 4 schools within BCIT. Tonight, these are the schools that you'll be hearing from. John Diamond is the Business Development Manager for the School of Transportation. Marita Luke, and she also has some counterparts that are working with her today. I believe Shauna is here as well. Marita is the business development manager from the School of Construction and the Environment. And then finally, I will be concluding with a vast number of programs from the School of Energy. The School of Health is also being represented, and I'll take care of that this evening as well. I think I've given you enough information to get started. Let's take it to the next slide and introduce John Diamond. He is our diamond in the rough. John, it's over to you for the School of Transportation.
Well, thank you so much, Marco. That's right. I'm from the School of Transportation. Can I have the next slide, please? Sure. And we're talking about marine engineering, one of the programs that happens at our marine campus on the North Shore, on the water. The marine engineering program is 3 years in length. It has 3 academic terms and 2 sea phases, so twice you're out at sea. The applicants are selected through an interview process partly. Selection focuses on academics, that's math, and hopefully, with good luck, physics, leadership, teamwork, communication skills, and interest in things mechanical. You can see the duties related with it on the slide there. You know, successful marine engineers are those who like to work with others and who likes to solve complex mechanical problems. I like the broad focus of this program. You know, in this program, they touch on welding, machining, engines, electrical distribution controls, HVAC, piping. You know, many find the broader subject areas they learn and encounter to be a rewarding part of the program and of the career. Next slide, please. You know, before joining any ship, the students receive basic safety training. You know, a vessel is different than a job on shore because, of course, you have to be your own fire and police and ambulance and hospital and maintenance. So you receive basic safety training as survival craft, firefighting, and marine advanced first aid. Yeah, the courses are taught at, as I mentioned, the Marine Campus in North Vancouver, although a few are at the main campus here in Burnaby to take advantage of expertise and facilities there like welding and machining and HVAC. Courses can be academically challenging. Applied mechanics, it's a physics-like course, electronics, thermodynamics, engine theory courses, to name a few. Classes are limited to 16 in size, so there is a good interaction with your faculty who are subject matter experts and who have worked in the field, and the small classes help you succeed. As the program progresses, the use of simulation training helps to develop and challenge skills needed to work on complex ship propulsion systems. And the third slide, please, in this group. Sure. The Marine Campus has a strong industry connection to get students out to sea aboard ships. The placement aboard ships ranges from 3 to 5 months during the sea phases. The opportunities exist locally, nationally, and internationally. We have students in the Great Lakes and other places. Students have worked aboard bulk carriers, oil tankers, offshore supply ships, tugs, and passenger ships, to name a few of the possibilities. Companies usually provide transportation to and from the ship, and of course they provide food and accommodation while aboard normally. The goal is to become a licensed officer in the 3rd year, where students can make up to $10,000 a month. Students are required to complete assignments and tasks that help them become qualified ships officers so they can one day become the chief engineer. Thank you. And next slide, please. The aerospace programs. So aerospace is a global industry. Like shipping, it's unique, it's exciting. There are lots of things happening in it today. As Canada's largest aviation training facility, BCIT prepares students to meet industry demands. We have a great hangar out at the Aerospace campus, out at YVR. We have fabulous instructors, and we have a remarkable fleet of aircraft out there. Next slide, please. So the aircraft gas turbine technician, really it's talking about jet engines there. This is people who work on jet engines. I like this program for a couple of reasons. One is that it's 36 weeks in length. It's a pretty short amount of time to learn enough skill to go get a job at a place that refurbishes jet engines. There's one here in Vancouver, there's one in Alberta, and there are a number around the world. The one here is in Boundary Bay Airport, actually. They inspect and repair jet engines in accordance with exacting standards and regulations. All jet engines aren't used on airplanes. They're used in land and sea and air. They propel ships sometimes. I like it, again, because it's 36 weeks. If you want to attend an information session, the next one is October 13th, and then there's more in November and January. And next slide, please. Hello, next slide. Yeah, thank you very much. So we have two categories of aircraft maintenance engineer. M stands for maintenance. It covers most aspects of the aircraft. It includes all of the things that we just talked about in the jet engine. And you learn to maintain, repair, inspect, sometimes modify aircraft. Our graduates, they work both in fixed wing aircraft, which is the normal aircraft, and for helicopters or rotating wing aircraft. And it's Transport Canada's certified stuff. So that's the AMEM, Aircraft Maintenance Engineer, Category M. The M is for maintenance. They get a license after after completion and after some experience. But this program gives them 18 months remission in the experience. The next info session for that is on October 13th, if you'd like to learn more about it. And the next slide, please, for aircraft maintenance engineering. And that is category E, which is electronics. It was formerly known as avionics, which is all the electronics in airplanes. There's servicing, repair, modification, of course, and it includes the navigation systems, the GPS type system, the controlling systems, even the stuff for the passengers, right? In-flight entertainment, anything that's electronic is in this program. And similar to the last program, you get remission for having taken the program and your certification. And there is a demand around the world. And again, the upcoming info session is on October the 13th. And next slide, please. The Bachelor of Technology program. So this program is typically for people who already have an established career, maybe as a technician or as a tradesperson somewhere, but they're specialists and they want to advance into more senior management roles. And so this program, it takes inquiries, it takes applications all year round. They would do an assessment of your work experience and what work is needed before applying. And you can contact the department to find out how to apply. You can start taking courses as soon as you are accepted, because the courses are delivered online, and all of the possible courses are delivered sometime in the year, so you don't have to wait for a specific start date. Nearly always the students are working professionals when they're in the program. Some of the courses, in fact, require you to do projects at your place of employment. Typically, people spend 4 or 5 years working in this program. And there are plenty of advanced technology electives to select, and they fit with all the different industry sectors, regardless of where you are right now. And next slide, please. I think that's the contact information. If you want to find out about the Bachelor of Technology program, then you can contact Megan or Terry, and their email addresses are there right now. So thank you. And back to you, Marco.
Terrific. Thanks so much, John. Appreciate it. I always learn something new every time that I hear you speak, and I appreciate it so much. Some of those programs that you've outlined, we could go into so much history with them, even with the avionics, the electronics option of the AME program, and how that came from the Electronics Technician Common Core program at one time that we sort of disbanded, or I guess incorporated into these programs. So for some of you influencers out there, for some of you alumni that might be watching, or some of you parents that are watching, the Electronics Technician Common Core was and is still active in the sense that we've incorporated with a number of programs. Please do inquire about that. And also the Bachelor of Technology and Technology Management really is a program that could be adapted to a lot of different diploma programs that we have at BCIT. I do see a few people have been using the Q&A at the bottom of the screen, and I do want to just remind you that you can put your questions in there. Also, John had mentioned a few information sessions. At the end of the presentation, we will be doing a reminder, and we will be providing a little bit more detail on how to get to those information session registration pages. Next slide, please. Just going to represent quickly the School of Health, and there is one program that we are representing. Next slide, please. And that is the Biomedical Engineering Technology Program. It is a 2-year diploma program, and it falls into the School of Health Sciences because it's biomedical engineering. However, it is also it really relates to the people that might be interested in mechanical engineering or electrical engineering. It's got that same type of qualifications of people that would want to do that. This is a one-of-a-kind in BC program, and it's targeted to both hospital and medical device industries. The applied science and engineering to healthcare and medical device industries, it applies to those. You would be developing new medical devices and products or maintain specialized medical equipment that's used to support patient care. It does have a 5-week practicum and field trips, which gives you the hands-on learning that you would have in the work environment. And the grads would be working in places such as research, development, and product innovation, hospitals, laboratories, private clinics. They'd be working on medical equipment and field service, technology support and training, as well as medical products, sales, and marketing. The contact we have is Anthony Chan, and we have identified his email address there at anthonychan@bcit.ca. I'll also encourage you to look for an information session under the School of Health Sciences or under engineering, and it will be labeled. We'll get to that a little later at the end of the session to remind you what that link is for information sessions. Next slide, please. I would like to now introduce you to our next speaker. It is, and I'm going to welcome our multi-talented Marita Luke. She is on these sessions with us all the time, and I know that you're going to enjoy exactly what Marita's got to say. So over to you, Marita.
Thank you, Marco. And yes, welcome to the School of Construction and the Environment. And I hope you enjoy our program highlights. In this school, we have over 50 engineering, design, and technology programs. So get ready for the ride. Have a pen and paper on hand. If you hear of anything that you're interested, just mark it down and look for more information later. Let's begin. So the very first one we have is building science. Do you have an undergrad in engineering, architecture, or natural sciences? And are you interested in sustainability and innovations in building technologies? I recommend one of these options. The Master of Engineering in Building Science and the Master of Applied Science in Building Engineering and Building Science were the very first master's degrees at BCIT, paving the way for more master's degree level programming. And these graduate programs in building science are the only programs of their kind in Western Canada. Thanks to the research of the BCIT Building Science Center of Excellence and the support of and funding from the province of BC and the construction industry, the grads are meeting industry demands. The programs have a unique interdisciplinary approach that combines the theory and practical skills needed for you to deliver durable, healthy, comfortable, and energy efficient buildings. The energy modeling for building professionals is an online part-time 14-week course, and this course introduces the principles and procedures and benefits of energy modeling to enable building professionals to usefully and efficiently incorporate energy modeling into the design process. Next slide. Thanks. If you are interested in architecture, buildings, and design, check out one of our most popular and longest running programs, Architectural Building Technology, or ABET for short. It is a 2-year diploma program that combines theoretical knowledge with practical skills and technical training. Students learn from industry-based faculty, develop extensive practical skills for rewarding careers, and graduate with an industry-recognized credential in the design, development, construction, and building science sectors. In the second year of the program, in addition to the common academic core, students take an elective course subject to department approval in one of the three areas: architectural, building science, economics/construction operations. Our grads are job ready and highly sought after. Many employers are actively looking for ABET grads. At our annual ABET industry mixture, we have over 170 people attend and maybe more online. And building on the strong reputation of the ABET program, the architectural science degree was created. The Bachelor of Architectural Science is a full-time 4-year program that delivers a broadly based, technically current curriculum on the theoretical and applied aspects of architectural science. Students develop the technical, artistic, and managerial literacies necessary for advanced placement as architectural technologists. If you are interested in pursuing educational opportunities towards professional designation, such as Masters in Architecture, this is the perfect program. And another popular program is the full-time Architectural and Structural CAD and Graphics Technician Certificate Program. That's drafting for short. This technical program is completed in less than 10 months. The drafting program offers 2 areas of specialization, and that's architectural and structural. These programs at BCIT offer training for a variety of applications in architecture, structural engineering, building, construction, and industrial applications. The programs integrate drafting and computer applications with design skills. And next slide. If the ABET program excited you, but you can only go to school part-time, here are some great options. These programs listed here are designed for individuals who have limited experience in the construction industry and for individuals who are employed in the industry who require specific upgrading knowledge and skills. Oh, it's the slide before. Programs consist of mandatory core courses with elective courses that accommodate the part-time learners' goals and lead to the award of an associate certificate and the certificate. I guess I'm on the civil slide now. So if you're interested in a diverse, rewarding, and challenging profession, consider civil engineering. Civil engineering is one of the oldest programs on campus here since 1964. In September 2007, the BCIT Civil and Structural Diploma Program became the 4-year Civil Engineering Bachelor of Engineering program. A few years later, the program was nationally accredited by the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board, or CEAB, a milestone as the first accreditation of a non-university civil engineering program in Canada. The construction industry loves our civil engineering students as they have the hands-on training and hard work ethic to make a project a success. And learn more about our civil engineering program on October 20th. Mark your calendars. Next slide. And now, are you interested in being a city planner, a community energy champion? The Community Energy Management Program spans traditional silos of current and long-range planning policy, operations, engineering, transportation, finance, and others. This interdisciplinary sequence of 6 online courses provides a unique opportunity to refresh disciplines that you are already familiar with by viewing them through an energy lens while introducing new tools and concepts. Learn more at our next info session on October 14th. The first course starts actually on October 20th, so get in there fast. Next slide. I've added the slide to show you great options for those of you who would like to further construction education in certificates, associate certificates, and degrees. BCIT is one of the first and now one of the few educational institutions in Canada offering a bachelor's degree in construction management. And construction management was also one of the first Bachelor of Technology programs at BCIT. This is a degree completion program, so it provides year 3 and 4 of a 4-year bachelor's degree. Applicants must have equivalent of 2 years post-secondary or trade certification with some bridging courses prior to admission. Learn more at our construction management info session on October 13th. Next slide. And also, the part-time or full-time environmental engineering program is also one of the first bachelors at BCIT. As a full-time program, the 2-year program is similar to years 3 and 4 of a degree, and the part-time option is great for people working full-time to take. This program gives additional skills and knowledge that engineering and science grads require to successfully work on environmental assignments such as sustainability management, air quality, climate change, environmental impact assessment, life cycle assessment, contaminated sites, water treatment facilities, contaminant hydrogeology, integrated solid waste management, resource management, green energy technology projects. That's a lot of environmental topics there. And the final capstone project provides the opportunity for students to demonstrate the acquired depth and breadth of knowledge and skills learned during the program. And it has an info session on November 3rd that's very popular as well. Next slide. We have a new program. It's called Fundamentals of Water and Wastewater Operations. We developed this new associate certificate with the partnership with Metro Vancouver, EOCP, or Environmental Operators Certificate Program, and BCIT. And we further got supported by sector advisory group made up of Tawasin First Nation, City of Richmond, Township of Langley, District of West Van, and City of New West, and City of Surrey. So you can see a lot of municipality opportunities are here. Next. And this is GIS, Geographic Information Systems. GIS is everywhere. It's in environmental management, land use planning, engineering, natural resource management, transportation, real estate, utilities, mineral exploration, health sciences, and more. GIS is a special kind of computer information system that integrates spatial data with data to solve real-world problems. You learn how to design, build databases, program in Python and Java, web design with HTML5 and many other systems. Geospatial technology use is growing at a rapid pace around the world, and exciting opportunities are ready for well-educated, trained people. Check out our next info session on November 3rd. This is a rarity. GIS rarely has an info session, so recommend it. And next slide. And Geomatics. Ever wonder how to combine a keen interest in geography with land surveying, mapping, and the world of geospatial technology? Well, enter the world of geomatics, where rapidly advancing technologies are applied to represent our physical world through GPS, precise positioning, cadastral studies, land use planning, cartography, and geodesy. Well, there's more too. The BCIT Geomatics Engineering Technology Program offers a 2-year diploma in geomatics, which will appeal to students looking to immediately pursue a career as geomatics technologists. A further 2 years of study goes towards the Bachelor of Science degree in geomatics. Geomatics attracts students with an interest in mathematics, computers, earth sciences, and employment opportunities are often outdoors, but many students select from a wide variety of other career paths. Join us on the info session on October 21st, where you'll see and hear from Program Head Grant Celeste. And next, please. Okay, one of our busiest departments is hands down interior design. You can see by there are many offerings here. Interior design is an exciting and rewarding career that draws upon creative, technical, and problem-solving expertise to improve the function and quality of interior spaces. The interior design department offers options which encompass both residential and commercial environments, tailored for students seeking a strong technical academic foundation as a streamlined means of entry into the interior design industry. The programs help you develop the skills required to be job ready, incorporating a broad interdisciplinary approach to real world applications. The BCIT offers a 4-year Council of Interior Design accreditation, or CETA, accredited Bachelor of Interior Design with both full-time and part-time study options. The Interior Design info session fills up quickly. Check out the next one coming up for Interior Design Fundamentals Certificate on October 19th. Next, please. Industrial wood processing is designed to prepare program grads with knowledge, critical thinking, and technical skills to advance to supervisory positions within their current organizations in the North American lumber sector. The program is a valuable component of an onboarding strategy for new employees without a background in industrial wood processing, as well as for any employee who has not received formal education in the field. And the new associate certificate in the business of sawmilling is designed to educate people currently employed in the industrial wood processing sector about essential business skills to enable them to seek advancement or greater opportunity as supervisors within their current organizations. At this point in time, they're not available on a one-off basis. They are delivered sequentially as part of associate certificate. The participants are new or existing employees in the North American lumber sector and are sponsored by their employer. So feel free to talk to your employer about these opportunities. Next. And we have another new program. It's a micro-credential in introductory studies in mass timber construction. This introduces you to the mass timber industry and explores some of the fundamental features and tools associated with mass timber construction. We're having a info session on November 4th, so recommend if you have an engineering background or construction background to please attend. And next slide. It's my pleasure to now introduce you to Shauna Weberi. She's our geology instructor and student coordinator for these two programs.
Hi, everyone. So today I just want to briefly mention that we have two programs in the mining and mineral exploration field here in our department. We offer a 2-year technology diploma and an accredited 4-year engineering degree. Graduates from both programs take a mix of courses that are centered on mining engineering and geology, which equip students with the skills and applied knowledge to work in virtually all parts of the mining cycle, from exploration and discovery to operation, closure, and reclamation. A career in mineral exploration and mining enables the professional to work in an office setting or in the natural environment in the field, perhaps here close to home in Vancouver or British Columbia, or as far around the world as you're willing to travel. If you like the outdoors or you like to travel, we encourage you to look into attending our info session on Wednesday, October 27th, and you can sign up and find out more at our website, bcit.ca/mining. Thanks, Marita.
Thanks so much, Shauna. And thanks for waiting because we had so many programs to talk about.
No worries. My pleasure.
See ya. And next slide. Just to let you know, we have a few more to go. And so this is actually something of interest for electricians or electrical engineers. The Advanced Certificate in Renewable Energy Electrical Systems Installation and Maintenance, or RESUM for short, is needed because technological advances that have been made in the area of electrical installations for renewable energy are currently being implemented at a practical level. This is the first program of its kind that addresses the need to teach renewable energy sources. There is an urgent need to have trained workforce that can perform the tasks necessary to install, commission, repair, and maintain particular equipment associated with the technology involved, like photovoltaics, geothermal, wind turbines, and more. Similar to RESUM, if you are an electrician or electrical engineer, or even have a background in industrial instrumentation and robotics, check out the Advanced Certificate in Automated Controls Installation and Maintenance, ASIM for short. I think our electricians really like the acronyms. ASIM will build upon the knowledge and skills evolved during an electrician apprenticeship or an engineer's practical training and experience. The increasing complexity of industrial automated control systems demands installation and maintenance of people who are computer literate and who can communicate with coworkers who will often be, like themselves, working across disciplines. ASIM program grads will be charged with doing installations and given considerable responsibility in the setup and maintenance of industry recognized equipment. Next. And are you wanting to advance your career in management, want to make those big decisions for an organization, work with people, reduce energy consumption, and save money? The fully online, part-time, partially self-guided Sustainable Energy Management Advanced Certificate, or CMAC for short, was developed from a partnership between BC Hydro, Fortis BC, and BCIT with initial funding support from Natural Resources Canada and the Office of Energy Efficiency. The program is designed to support employment opportunities in the field of sustainable energy management with a focus on energy demands, commercial, institutional, industrial, and community facilities. The target audience for CMAC are those who are interested in expanding their knowledge and initiatives into sustainable energy management or are interested in changing careers. This holistic program provides grads with well-rounded base for succeeding in the energy management industry. And do you have a technology degree or diploma or red seal trade and want to advance your career towards green buildings or management? The fully online, part-time, partially self-guided advanced certificate in building controls energy management, or BCEM program, was developed in partnership with industry to meet the growing need for individuals with both energy management and building controls expertise. The aim of this program is to supply industry with grads who can use controls and building automation systems to improve energy efficiency. This includes integration of this knowledge in all phases of building life: sustainable design, construction, commissioning, and ongoing operation. The next info session is on October 18th as well. And last but not least, for the School of Construction and the Environment, on my next slide is zero energy buildings. If you are in construction, learning more about zero energy buildings, the BC Energy Step Code, and the Passive House Standards is a must. Thanks to our Zero Energy Buildings Learning Center and the High Performance Building Lab, we have zero energy building courses tailored to busy construction professionals. They focus on providing you with hands-on demonstrations and construction problem solving. This ensures you will learn by using construction mock-ups and real project examples. Our courses are delivered by a diverse team of industry experts. Phew, thank you for listening, everyone. And this wraps up the School of Construction and the Environment. Back to you, Marco.
Thanks so much, Marita. Wow, Marita, that was impressive. You set a bar here. I don't know if I can keep up with you on all this, but great job. And thank you for expanding on a little bit on all of those different programs that the School of Construction and the Environment have. Again, for all of you that have joined us, thank you. And I know that you've taken in a lot of information right now. Please do, and I've noticed that people have been using the Q&A for the questions, so I'm just throwing a reminder out there for that. And again, we will be following up at the end after the next group of programs that we'll be describing for the School of Energy, which I'll be doing. We will be providing a little bit more information on how to reach us with regards to the information sessions and any other information you'd be looking for. So the next slide, please. It is my turn to expand on the programs that are available from the School of Energy. I will be your final speaker in essence this evening, and I'll try to get through it as quickly as I can. But I want to make sure that you're very aware of what we do have available. I am going to forewarn you, and as Marita had done earlier, please do have a pen and paper available, as I am going to be announcing many combination information sessions. And what I mean by combination is that we're going to be doing them in person, and we're going to be doing them online, essentially at the same time. We'll be starting them at 5 o'clock for anybody that does come in person. and we'll be doing a tour of the facilities based on that particular program. But we do recognize that some people cannot make it for the 5 o'clock and not able to be there in person. So at 6 o'clock that same evening, we'll be sitting everybody that's there in person into a classroom or a lecture theater, and we will then be doing a formal presentation similar to this one, and answering and doing it on a Zoom session and answering the questions that you might have either online or in person, all at the same time. So please do make a note for yourselves, and again, we'll be asking you to follow up with that in the registration at the information sessions on the information sessions registration page, which we'll follow up with at the end. Next slide, please. Wanted to outline and start off with our 4-year accredited degree programs. And I wanted to just highlight that, as Maria had highlighted, Civil was the very first accredited civil program that was done in a non-university situation. We have both the electrical and mechanical engineering degrees under the umbrella of the School of Energy. Our Bachelor of Engineering degrees prepare the students for a professional career in electrical and mechanical engineering. And both of these are fully accredited by the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board, which is the equivalent accreditation that you would get at any university. Both of our programs share a very common first year with the diploma program, which I will talk about in a few moments. I just wanted to outline what electrical and mechanical engineering might be. I found that the definitions of them really helped me to understand them a little bit further as well. And I think that some of you might be wanting to understand them a little bit more. With our degree programs, it does become a competitive entry after the first year. So if you are looking to take the 4-year degree program, after the first year, you would be looking at ensuring that you've got the best marks possible within that first year. And then you can choose to take that either as a degree path. However, you can also take it as a diploma or a 2-year diploma program as well. So electrical engineering is the engineering discipline concerned with the study, design, and applications of equipment, devices, and systems which use electricity, electronics, and electromagnetism. It's really divided in a wide range of fields, which include computer engineering, systems engineering, power engineering, telecommunications, radio frequencies, signal processing, instrumentation, and electronics. Many of these disciplines overlap with other engineering branches, and it's really spanning a huge number of specializations, which include hardware engineering, power electronics, electromagnetism and waves, microwave engineering, nanotechnology, electrochemistry, renewable energies, mechatronics, and electrical material science. Now, mechanical engineering is the engineering branch that combines engineering, physics, and mathematics and their principles with material science to design, analyze, manufacture, and maintain mechanical systems. Mechanical engineering field is, it really requires an understanding of core areas, including mechanics, dynamics, thermodynamics, material science, structural analysis, and electricity. In addition to those core principles, mechanical engineers use tools such as computer-aided design, or CAD, as some of you might know that have heard of it, computer-aided manufacturing, or CAM for short, and product lifecycle management to design and analyze manufacturing plants, industrial equipment, and machinery, heating and cooling systems, transport systems, aircraft, watercraft, robotics, medical devices, and others. Considered one of the broadest fields of engineering, there are many opportunities that involve the design, production, and operation of machinery. Next slide, please. So just following up on the 4-year degree programs, both the electrical and mechanical have the 2-year diploma programs as well. And this is where you're becoming a technologist and not an engineer at the end of the day. And the technologists, really is an excellent option and they have very successful careers as technologists in both of these program areas. The Electrical and Computer Engineering Technology program involves the design and development of new electrical and computer applications. In this first year program, in this diploma program, the first year is common, and all the students will learn the exact same thing. And then the second year, they'll be specializing in 3 options. One is automation and instrumentation, where the students are looking at a comprehensive study of control strategies, measurement techniques, communication systems, and electronic and computer systems used in the automatic control of commercial and industrial equipment and machinery. These grads are really employed in design analysis, application, construction, and installation of measurement and control systems, to name a few. Second option that they have a choice of is the electrical power and industrial control. And this is really offering the students a foundation of technology used in the utility, in the industrial, commercial, and residential applications of electricity. An example would be the big power aspects of BC Hydro. That would be something that would be a little bit more relatable for you, just to have that correlation with that. These grads would be doing anything from a design or programming to maintaining industrial control systems. They'd be working in those offices and designing and working on project management, working on some projects in project management. They'll be doing things from field testing to commissioning and even troubleshooting problems. As a third option we have is the telecommunications and networks. And this is where the students are learning the principles required to design, develop, manufacture, and test all of the telecommunications systems and networks aspects. So you're not just a cell phone guy, you are actually designing and working on how those telecommunications systems are going to be implemented and created. The grads are finding careers in design and development, in testing and commissioning, in installation and maintenance of all telecommunications and network circuits and systems. I've identified information sessions here, and we will be doing a combined information session for both the degree and the diploma programs, the electrical and computer engineering technology, as well as the electrical engineering information session is going to be happening on October the 18th. And the mechanical engineering technology and mechanical engineering degree program will be happening on October 21st. Both of those will be combination information sessions. At 5 o'clock, we'll be doing an in-person tour of the facilities. And at 6 o'clock, we'll be sitting down and doing both an in-person and online presentation that we'll be able to have everybody join if they cannot make it in person. Again, I'm going to ask everybody to register for these sessions so that I know who's going to be coming on campus. I can be providing safety protocols and making sure that I actually find you when you're here. Next slide, please. One of the, oh, I'm sorry. Go back one slide for me, please. I didn't get through the mechanical engineering technology programs. As just like Maria, there's a lot to say and a little bit of time. If you like working with computers and mechanical equipment, and you're intrigued with designing complex systems and enjoy troubleshooting, solving problems, mechanical engineering technology might be the program for you. Again, this 2-year diploma program, the first year is common, and all the students will be learning the same foundation of information. And the second year, you're looking at specializations in 3 options. One is the mechanical design, where it provides the students with the theory and skills that you need to work as a qualified engineer technologist. It teaches machinery design, energy production, thermal and fluid systems, hydraulics, pneumatics, material science, instrumentation and controls, computer-aided design, and computer-aided engineering. The second option is the mechanical manufacturing, and it's designed to provide grads with a solid understanding of the principles of mechanical engineering and to develop problem-solving skills, receive training in engineering design, computer applications, computer-aided design, manufacturing processes, communications, material science, and applied mathematics. And the third option is mechanical systems. And this concentrates on providing comprehensive engineering skills that can be applied in energy conversions, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, or HVAC, building environmental controls, and in energy management, as well as plumbing and fire protection systems. Again, we'll be having an information session along with the degree program on October the 21st. Next slide, please. Additional two-year diploma programs that are offered at the School of Energy. One of them is the Chemical Environmental Technology, and this is a program where the students learn the latest chemical analysis techniques along with environmental science, process engineering, and materials technology with environmental protection in mind. It's really for people who like science, care a lot about progress with sustainability, and they enjoy investigating problems, and really they can make a positive difference. Chemical environmental technology is a big part of everyday life, and it's part of most industrial processes. It does combine, it's a combination of science theory with hands-on practice, and the graduates that want to continue into a degree program, they can bridge into either the BCIT Bachelor of Technology program, which we heard about from John earlier, or we do have transfer options into university for a science or engineering degree. Come and do the two-year program with us, and we can definitely walk you through into getting into that degree program if you're interested. But again, as a technologist, you have an opportunity for an excellent career. Two options that we have as second-year options for this particular program. First year being common for each. The second year, you could become, you could specialize in analytical science, which is most likely of interest to those students who would enjoy an increased emphasis on instrumental laboratory analysis or organic chemistry, environmental regulations, and those sciences involved. If you're more interested on the process side, it really is, you'd be doing more of an increased emphasis on chemical and biomedical processes and a more in-depth introduction to engineering principles and design software. We will be hosting an information session that will be a combination in person and online, and that will be on October 26th at 5 o'clock. Again, if you can't make it at 5 o'clock in-person session, join us at 6 o'clock. We'll be doing it via Zoom, doing a full presentation and answering all of your questions at that time. These information sessions will go a little bit more in depth and working with our program heads and department heads accordingly. The Industrial Network Cybersecurity Program is one of the newest programs at BCIT, and it is developed with demand of specialized graduates in mind. Currently we're in our third intake, and we just had our first graduating class in June of 2021. Now, companies on an industrial level where you have manufacturing or large industrial plants, they have operational technology that uses and has embedded hardware and operating systems and Ethernet-based networking interfaces, links like the internet that would make them susceptible to same types of electronic attacks that we could have on our home computers. This particular program has the students study comprehensively on the industrial measures and control technologies, on the computer information technologies, on networking, industrial networking, and finally the industrial networking cybersecurity aspect of industrial manufacturing. These graduates would be multifaceted and they would understand all aspects of the systems being used in that manufacturing plant, for example, and defend them from any kind of electronic attacks. You might work in an environment where you're designing, analyzing, configuring, or providing technical services and involving the application of those industrial networks. If you want to get a little bit more information on this particular program, join us for the information session that's scheduled there on Wednesday, October the 27th. Again, it's going to be that in-person online combination. I want to ensure that everybody has an opportunity to hear more about it. So we are going to offer that. And you'll be able to register for that online at bcit.ca/info sessions. Again, we'll remind you on that at the end. Our mechatronics and robotics program, it is an exciting interdisciplinary field. And the program teaches our students to integrate technology from the mechanical engineering, the electrical engineering, as well as software engineering. And they'll be designing, modifying, and maintaining complex systems such as computer integrated manufacturing equipment, embedded systems, and yes, robots. The integration of these fields makes it possible to really design intelligent, reliable, and versatile electromechanical systems, such as industrial robots, but also medical devices, aircraft simulators, automated assembly lines, building control systems, autonomous vehicles, and other innovative mechatronic products. The world is your oyster when it comes to thinking about these things. These graduates really are finding themselves employed in a variety of roles. They're working on the design of robotic equipment used in food industry. They're working on design and safety control systems for industrial processes and manufacturing plants. They're also designing and building automated equipment for the movie industry. They're creating production equipment or even working on submarines. We will be hosting that combination in-person and online information session on Monday, October 25th. And again, I do encourage you to register for these sessions as I would like to know who's coming. Next slide, please. I'm going to delve into the additional two-year diploma programs that are engineering-related programs and are more of that technical studies, trades, engineering programs that we have. The power engineering program is one of the most popular programs that I work with, and it is where the power engineers really do operate, maintain, and manage industrial plants that use equipment such as boilers and refrigeration units. In every Canadian province and territory, only certified power engineers are permitted to operate such equipment. And the building that we have set up and that we do our training in is an impressive building, and it is true to the real world. And you can see a picture of just part of it there on the screen right now. Opportunities for employment include hospitals, chemical plants, oil refineries, breweries, pulp and paper plants, sawmills, and even schools and institutions like BCIT. So that is that one-year certificate program, and the two-year certificate program is called Power and Process Engineering, and it is a full-time diploma program, and it provides you the background to take the exams for the interprovincial certification as a third-class power engineer. Now, the caveat here that I have for you is that you will have to have 3 months of qualifying time or work experience to complete the third-class certification. The one-year program is a certificate program, and it's the same first year as the Power and Process two-year program, and it would give you the background that allows you to take the exams for the interprovincial certification as a fourth-class engineer. We'll get into a little bit more detail of these classes with for the power engineering at a double feature information session that we'll be hosting on October the 13th. And I'll be following up with that after about the industrial instrumentation and process control technician program. And those of you that are interested in power engineering, you may be interested in this particular program, the industrial instrumentation and process control technician program, as well, as they are relatable. And the industrial instrumentation program really feeds in and works with the power engineers. It's a little lesser known, but it's really a highly lucrative and relatable program. It is a two-year diploma program, and it is the only one of its kind in BC. Through theoretical and practical study, you'll develop the skills needed to install, maintain, repair, calibrate, and program measurement of the control instruments that are applied to industrial manufacturing processes. So again, it's really the controls and the instruments that are applied to using those processes. You're going to be working on a lot of the aspects that would be turning on and off the flow of the steam, water, and all those aspects that would be included in those manufacturing processes. It is a hands-on practical training that we provide, and we're using equipment that's typically encountered in industry. I can honestly say that we're using a lot of brand new equipment and new equipment every year that is training them so that they go out into industry and training their employers on some of this new equipment. The building, again, that we have set up for the training, it is impressive. It's real world and true to size, and really is giving you that hands-on experience right on campus. You'll learn to program computerized control, programmable logical control, microprocess instrumentation, as well as install and maintain all of the field instruments that are that these computerized controllers rely on. The employers, the graduates are well positioned to gain employment as technicians in instrumentation and control field, along with diverse industries such as oil and gas, pulp and paper, mining, food processing, shipbuilding, among others. There is an eligibility for the apprenticeship opportunity as well in industry when you are working. So I had mentioned that we're going to have a double feature information session. We're going to be doing the power engineering and the industrial instrumentation and power and process controls technician programs together as an information session on October the 13th. The first hour we'll be doing that tour. We'll be touring both sides of the facility as it is all under one roof. And then we'll be sitting down and doing a combined presentation and online Zoom session. Again, that's October the 13th. Please do register for that session. Next slide, please. I promise I've only got a couple more to go. The Technology Teacher Education program is one of my favorite programs that we have. The diversity that I've seen taught in this program over the years would definitely appeal to those that like to do a variety of trades. Now, this is a 2-year diploma program, and this is the program that enables you to teach technology education in BC's middle and high school system. So yes, I am talking about being a shop teacher in high school and middle school. The program is so successful. We do teach everybody essentially that is a shop teacher comes through our program. It is a joint program with UBC, University of British Columbia, and the 3rd year transfers into UBC for your educational degree aspect of your education. This is an excellent opportunity for those that want to be the shop teachers. And it also might be an opportunity for those that maybe have been in trades for a while, and instead of doing those trades, they might want to consider teaching those trades to the high school, middle schools. It is also an opportunity, and I want to point that out, that is option for career growth in the trade sector. And we do encourage ongoing education, absolutely. We're doing 2 different information sessions for the technology teacher education due to timing. And so on October the 14th, we'll be doing an in-person tour and information session, and the online one will be on November the 15th. Both are listed in our information sessions, and please do register for the one that will work for you. The next program is the Telecommunications Systems Technician program. And when we talk about and think about telecommunications, depending on what age we are, we're thinking landlines. Some of us are thinking cell phones. Others, and what we really should be thinking about is that it is a lot more than just that. This program, you'll be developing skills that's needed to install, maintain, and repair electronic circuits and equipment of all facets of telecommunication systems. One of the traits that's not recognized often enough in this program is that it is really an infrastructure for and foundation for the computing sector. This is a program where you're establishing physical basis of what the computing industry can operate on. This particular program has a common first year, like you've heard in a few different programs, and that training will give you a foundation to work from, and then specializing into one of two options into the second year. First option that we can specialize in is the telecommunications networks, and it's the option which is providing training with current equipment that is out there right now in the wired telecommunications industry. Even the systems that we have in our homes, for example. Examples would be fiber optics, data communications, voice over IP or VoIP communications, and telephone switching systems. Second option is radio systems, and this is going to teach you to install, maintain, and repair radio frequency telecommunications equipment and related electronics equipment. So an example would be the communications in emergency vehicles, like an ambulance, the fire department, or police cars, or even with communications with marine boats. Marine communications on boats. Wow. The radio frequency option is the only program of its kind in British Columbia. And a lot of the employers that are out there you would recognize, everybody from Shaw, TELUS, to RCMP. And one other feature that's been coming out recently is that there is jobs in the smart home, building of smart homes, and the relationship and correlation between what is needed for smart homes and what these particular technicians are trained to do. We'll be hosting an information session for the telecommunications systems technician program on October the 20th. Again, that will be both an in-person as well as online session. So please register for it. Next slide. Just a couple of more degree programs that I want to bring up for you. And this is really targeted towards potentially some of you that are online with your kids, for example. Those of you that are engineers or technologists that have graduated. We do have part-time studies, and we do encourage that as well. Ongoing education is so important for all of us. We have a Bachelor of Technology program in electronics, and it is part-time studies. It's really targeted towards people that are out in the working world. One of the requirements is that we have that you have a diploma in electrical and computer engineering technology, one of our two-year diploma programs that we talked about earlier, or a diploma from any of the nationally accredited programs that are related, that are in a related engineering technology discipline. Please do look at these part-time studies programs if you are interested in doing some ongoing education. And we will be reviewing this program briefly with the electrical engineering grouping of programs on October the 18th. Next slide, please. And finally, there we go. Thank you. Finally, I want to introduce, and again, for those parents that are out there, for the alumni that are listening, for those of you that are engineers, this is a program that has been designed with you in mind. It is a brand new Master of Engineering in Smart Grid Systems and Technologies. This is so newly accredited that we actually don't have it online to check out yet. I don't even have an information session scheduled for it yet, but I wanted to make you aware of it. It's really an online program. It's going to be scheduled to be done online completely, and it's really targeted toward those practicing engineers. It's a great program to update your skills and make you versatile in your career and adding value to what you already have as a strong skill set. It's a great program for, it's a good program for newcomers to Canada with relevant degrees. And it may just provide some experience and potentially give you some learning about the engineering practices in Canada. I do want to just highlight it and make sure that those of you that are online tonight that are alumni or are here with your kids and you have the relevant engineering disciplines to consider this, as it is definitely set with you in mind. I don't have an information session. We are going to be looking at that in November. And again, I will be following up with that when you find that. So that wraps up for the School of Energy. And before we open up for questions, next slide, please. You have been here, and thank you for being with us and patient with us. We've almost taken the entire hour and 20. We are having a big info contest. You have registered, and you've obviously been through this session. You'll be receiving a survey out on Friday, October the 8th. Please do fill out the survey, and the entry that when you do send that back to us, you will be entered in to potentially win one of the three $1,000 tuition prizes that we have available. So do send that back. Do spell that out and send that back to us. Next slide, please. As I had said earlier, I want to give you a little bit of background in terms of how to get in touch with us and how to get in touch with registering for the information sessions. We do have this Connect Us page, and it is under bcit.ca/experience. And you can learn a lot more than just the information sessions. You can connect with a program advisor. You can look at virtual campus highlights in a 360-degree virtual way. You can order a copy of our view book, absolutely. And that is one of the Connect with Us methods that you can do for that. And next slide, please. Again, I wanted to just reiterate that link for registering for information sessions. It's important to register for them so that we do know if we are having them in person, who is coming. We also want to be able to provide you with the Zoom links if you are going to be joining us online. So we do want to ensure that you do that. It's also providing us with the opportunity to ensure that we are following all the safety rules and protocols that we need to do. And in some of those cases with the information sessions, I think Marina had suggested one of hers was really popular. There may be some limited space, so you'll want to sign up for those as soon as possible. On behalf of our team, I do want to thank those in the background, our program advisors, our people that are assisting us for answering all of the questions and answers so far. We will continue for the next few minutes with any questions and answers, and if there's any that are we'll be reviewing, we'll be seeing them out loud, and we'll even be throwing it out to anybody else who might want to answer those. Thank you so very much for being here with us this evening, and we'll wrap that up with the Q&A from here on in. Thanks. So one of the questions that I do see that has popped up is, will the webinar recording be shared after? And if so, where can we find it? I'm going to suggest that we're going to be doing it through the BCIT YouTube page, and we're looking at getting it out by the end of the week, if not early next week. And anybody on the events team want to just verify that with me?
Correct.
Excellent. That is correct. Thanks, Marina. I appreciate that. And so, yes, the webinar recording will be shared on the BCIT YouTube page. I've got a question here.
Yeah, I see a question about Rhino software and architecture programs. I did send a note out to our program head and haven't heard back from them. But, oh, actually, I got a response. Rhino is used to render architectural models. We're not sure if that program does use it, but we do use Maya in ABET. And I know that the programs often use the most common up-to-date software programs. Hope that answers you.
Right. I have a question here about the difference between mechatronics and robotics and electrical and computer engineering, automation, and instrumentation. The mechatronics and robotics program is going to be a really integration of mechanical, electrical, and software engineering. So you're going to be doing a lot more than just the electrical engineering, automation, instrumentation. However, there is overlap, absolutely. And part of what you'll be learning in the electrical engineering aspect or electrical and computer engineering technology aspect is going to be something that would be applied into what mechatronics will also be teaching. You just won't be going into the full extent of it. The automation instrumentation in electrical and computer engineering technology could also be the very similar and relatable to the industrial instrumentation and process control, where you are working with flow of the dynamics that are involved in manufacturing and production. So I'm hoping that I answered that well enough for you. Please do join us for in-depth detail of each of those on March the 18th and I believe March 25th, so both Mondays.
I see a question also, Marco. How competitive is the civil engineering bachelor's program? I have to say it's very competitive. Some of the prerequisites are quite high. And if you take a look on the website, you can see that there's pre-calculus at 73%, chemistry 73%, physics minimum 73%. So it is not only academically high, but also competitive with other applicants as well too.
And it's very popular. So that's where it does become competitive, absolutely. I've got a question here about being an in-person tour for mechanical engineering. And the question is, the answer is yes, there will be a live in-person tour, as well as a online portion of it as well. It'll be a combined one. And the mechanical engineering session will be happening on October the 21st. Are there co-op opportunities for most engineering programs? Marita, I'm going to throw that out. Do we have co-op for civil?
Not right now. We don't
Okay.
have it for civil.
Okay. I know we have co-op opportunities for electrical and computer engineering and electrical engineering programs. And as for mechanical, I know that we don't have it at this point in time, but we are looking at that right now. So electrical and computer engineering and electrical engineering have the co-op opportunities at this time.
For civil,
Thanks.
they have the, oh, sorry, Marco. For civil, they have the two-year diploma students get hired into work, working into businesses for a couple of months before they start the degree usually.
Right, right. And I'm just going to do one final question here. You're more than welcome to continue asking your questions, and we'll be typing in and answering those as best as we can. Just going to answer one more question, and we're going to take a break before the next session, which is our, lost my tracking page here. The next session being the academic upgrading. So we're just going to make sure that there's a 5-minute break between those. But one of the questions that came up here is, how competitive is electrical engineering degree? The first year is going to be a common first year to get into both the degree and the diploma. And you're looking at getting into it being a competitive entry into second year to identify that you want to do the degree program. That competitiveness is, I would say that you would have to be in the top 40% of the class after first year to sort of continue on that degree. Even the top 50%, but you'll want to be in that. Basically, half the class is going to be able to move on to a degree aspect of it. There is additional options as well. Do join us for those details and furthering those details on October the 18th. Again, you're more than welcome to continue typing your questions in, and we will continue to answer them even into the next session. Thank you all for attending this evening, and we hope to see you in the next few weeks as well. Good night. And hang on for the next session on academic upgrading.
Hi there, everyone. We're here for the academic upgrading session, and just a reminder that this session will be recorded. We're hoping that you will find some information here today for any upgrading or prerequisite needs you have. And we have quite a team here, and we should be covering this in about, I think, 20 minutes. So during the session, you can ask questions at any time using the Q&A symbol at the bottom of your screen, and then our team will answer that in the Q&A. Please be as specific as possible. So if you're asking about upgrading for a particular area, please mention the area or program or the department, because once we answer these questions, they disappear from the string. So it can be hard if you ask a number of follow-up questions. So try and put the whole thing in the Q&A the first time. And if you're on a mobile view, it looks more like this. So we have 7 areas here to cover, I think, any prerequisites that you might need. And we'll be starting with the Professional English Language Development PELD area. And I'll pass it over to Nathan.
Yeah, thank you, Cynthia. Good evening, everyone. Hello, my name is Nathan DeVos, and I'm currently the program head for the Professional English Language Development Program, also known as PELD. As I'm the first presenter, I'll present now and answer your questions about English upgrading in the question form right after. Cynthia, could you advance the slide? Are you doing the slides, Cynthia?
I am. It's
okay.
Just laggy. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
It's
just checking.
Worse than in person.
Yeah, perfect. So PELD is one of BCIT's English upgrading options. English upgrading is sometimes necessary if you don't meet your program's English requirements. And if this is the case, you can apply for and take our PELD courses beforehand. So our laddered program is flexible and convenient, offering part-time courses during the week that focus on workplace and conversational situations. It focuses on language of business, engineering, health, and trades. And as I said, it's flexible and convenient, offering part-time during the week, sometimes in the evenings or on the weekends. Each course is about 7 weeks long. And if you take all 4 courses in our laddered program, it'll take you about 28 weeks to complete. Our courses are at the Burnaby or downtown campuses, but we are currently offering a mix of online courses and blended courses and in-person courses on these campuses. You can check out the current status of these courses at bcit.ca/PELD. So next slide. So PELD courses include reading and writing, as well as listening and speaking preparation. And depending on your application, you may not need to take all 4 courses. Our courses are especially helpful in preparing students for BCIT because we have created a BCIT tailored curriculum with technical and business English content, covering areas such as pronunciation, presentation skills, appropriate phrasing for the workplace, fluency and accuracy, writing, note-taking, reading, and listening. The instructors know what you need because they have taught in our full-time programs, currently teach in other BCIT programs, or have also taught at UBC or SFU. So how do you apply? And where do you start? So if, for example, you haven't met your program's English 12 requirements, which is often English 12 67% in many programs, but please check the program's English requirements on their web pages. So then you could submit, for example, your grade 12 transcripts with your English grade to our grade administrator, Wendy, at peld@bcit.ca. I'll pass along that email address at the very end, and she can place you in the appropriate courses according to your grades. As it says there at the top, other options include an IELTS score, TOEFL score, a CALE scores, or any LINC or CLB levels that are perhaps below your program requirements. BCIT also offers its own assessment, our English challenge exams, which are the COM 15 and the COM 30 exams, assessing your reading and writing or speaking listening skills. And if you do not have adequate documentation of your English, you can choose these options. Okay, I think last slide there, Cynthia. One of the biggest bonuses of our program is that it's part of the Adult Basic Education program, and therefore it's tuition free for Canadian citizens and permanent residents. You can also apply for a grant to have books and other costs reimbursed. So as you can see there, you can check out our website at bcit.ca/PELD now, which is just recent. We have a shortened URL, or email our administrator, Wendy, at peld@bcit.ca. So I'll stick around to answer any of your questions, but for now, I will hand it off to Winona in the math department.
Hi, everyone. My name is Winona Cordova van Specht, and I'm the program head for mathematics part-time studies. So if you're wanting to apply to a program at BCIT, particularly in the engineering or health sciences, and your math mark does not meet that minimum requirement, or if it meets the minimum, but you're in a competitive entry program where you need a higher grade, we can help you out in a number of ways. The first being is the math competency test. So if you've taken math 11 or 12 in the past, and you, particularly at the pre-calculus level, and you haven't met the minimum grade, or you want to get an improved grade, you can show your proficiency in either the math 11 or 12 by taking one of our competency tests. So you do need to prep for it, and we do supply some study material for it. These tests run about once a month. They're held at the Burnaby campus. It's a 4-hour test consisting of 45 problems where you actually have to work out answers, no multiple choice, closed book, no formulas. You really need to show that you know the material that's covered in that pre-calc 11 or pre-calc 12. We only have an in-person option for this test, either at the Burnaby campus, or if you are somewhere else in Canada, you can write this test also at some post-secondary test center. Okay, and so if you, I will stress actually for that competency test that please, if you have never taken pre-calc 11 or pre-calc 12, don't be trying to show that you know the material by taking that test, because in most cases you wouldn't be successful. So if you're short on the math that you need, so let's say in high school you took foundations 11 or 12, and you actually need pre-calculus 11 or 12 for the program you want, then we have 2 upgrading courses that we offer, Math 0001, which is our pre-calc 12, and our Math 0007, which is our pre-calc 11 courses. These are considered adult basic education courses, so they do fall under that free tuition if you're a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. These courses are offered at the Burnaby campus, although under the COVID situation, we are offering them in a little bit different format. So the Math 0001, we have 2 sets running every term, one which is purely online, although synchronously taught. So both the lectures and the tests are online. So if you're not in Vancouver, it's a great option because you can take it as long as you don't mind working in the time frame of a Vancouver time zone. And we also offer 1 set in person. And for many, learning in person is the best way to go. Our Math 0007 is a blended taught course in January, and it is also offered once every term. And we are teaching that online synchronous lectures, but in-person testing. So again, you need to, for in-person testing, need to most of the time be in Canada or in Vancouver. You'd come to Burnaby to write the test, or again at a test center somewhere in Canada. So these are your 2 best options in terms of if your math is weak and you really need to upgrade that math so that you have a good chance to get into your program, then consider one of those 2. If you have any questions to do with math upgrading or the competency testing, and you do need permission to register in the competency test, then you need to email mathpts@bcit.ca, and we will happily answer any questions that you have. And so I'll hang around as well and answer anything in the chat. And I think Charles is up next.
Thanks, Winona. I'm Charles Hoagie. I was always hoping you'd have a math 007, but I guess maybe not. I'm the program head for the technology entry or tech entry or TE program. And the program's for those looking for a solid academic preparation before entering one of BCIT's technology programs. It's also for those who need to improve their skills and meet program prerequisites in core areas such as communication, mathematics, chemistry, or physics. Finally, it's also for those who need BC educational equivalents to supplement their credentials earned in other school systems. Slide, Cynthia? Are you ahead of me already? Nope, back one. The back one. Thanks. Just some details about the program. I don't want to bore you with, you can read all of these here. 15-week full-time cohort program. It offers a broad introduction to post-secondary education in we call it focused but friendly atmosphere. Besides the COM, which is communications, the English, Chem, Math, and Physics, its course offerings are rounded out by an introductory course in computer applications, as well as a learning skills seminar with an overview of technology options and related careers. Each term, we have what's called a TE Tech Day. Students get to spend a day immersed in their follow-up program, so it's really get a good introduction to their programs that they want to get into. That's a great chance to meet and ask questions of the faculty and students in your follow-up program. Much like the follow-up programs, whether it's ECT or ABET or any of the many programs that we have, you will be in tech entry part of a 23 student cohort who take all the same courses and have the same schedule. TE is offered in September and January terms. Take a look at the website for specific course offerings. The program for winter 2020, the January term, is anticipated to be blended, which means partly online and partly in person, just like we had this term. But you're still expected to be available Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You must also have access to a computer with a reliable internet connection. Now, some programs have prerequisites that aren't offered by the TE program, such as if you need a biology course, please check the BCIT website for individual program prerequisites, entrance requirements, and timelines. One note about tech entry, it always fills, so make sure you register early. Cynthia, slide. Finally, as Nathan said, tech entry is tuition free for Canadian citizens and what does that say? Permanent residents, right? Permanent residents. The AUG, Adult Upgraded Grant, helps with costs related to the fees, the book supplies, transportation, and unsubsidized childcare. You can also read what Spencer, one of my students from a couple of years ago, has. That's it for the tech entry program. I'll be hanging around if you have any questions. So we're going to move on to physics. Hilgen, are you here? I think Hilgen is missing. So just going to address some of the issues. Next slide. Just some of the courses that are offered through the PTS physics program. If you need to change the date on your, say, physics or 11 or 12 courses, taking the challenge exams will help you update those courses. So meaning if you've taken physics 3 years, 5 years ago, you need to update the date for entering in a program. We also offer a summer refresher, which is a few months away. We also have high school equivalents, very popular program, very popular courses. We have the Physics 11 equivalent, which is called our Physics 0309, as well as the Physics 12, which we call Physics 0312. Both are offered through the PTS Physics. Take a look at the BCIT PTS Physics website. Cynthia, I think that's it. And who am I introducing? Hang on, let me see. Jimmy? Am I introducing Jimmy or Jen?
Chemistry. That's right.
Yep, that's me.
Thanks, Jimmy. Here's Jimmy Lowe.
All right, thank you. Next slide, please. Hi, I'm the Chief Instructor for the Chemistry Department, and I just want to highlight a few things that we will be offering in the coming months. So the first one is Chemistry 0108, and there's two objectives of this. One is if you're entering a BCIT program and you feel that you've forgotten quite a bit of your Chemistry 11, this is a self-paced asynchronous learning module, which you can then cover the major topics. The second purpose of 0108 is to help people prepare for the Chemistry 11 challenge exam, which is the Chem 110 offering. So the challenge exams for Chemistry 11 and Chemistry 12 can be used to update your mark if you're planning to apply to a BCIT program. So if you've taken it in the past and it's probably been a while and your program says that your grade is not recent enough, then you can take the challenge exam and hopefully meet the academic requirement for applying to your program. The final thing that I would like to also tag into, since Charles talked about tech entry, is that we often will have space for students to take the BC Chem 11 equivalent, which is Chem 0011, and then Chem 0012, which is the BC Chem 12. That's only offered in January. That will give you, again, a chance to upgrade and meet the requirements for a BCIT program application. And that's it for me. If you have any questions, please put it in the questions. Other than that, there's the website, and I'm going to turn it over to David. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Hello, everyone. My name is David Kojwang. I am the head of the Basic Health Sciences Department. Now, at our department, we offer upgrading courses to help you meet the entrance requirements for various School of Health programs. And they're specifically biology courses and psychology courses. Now, there are two ways in which we can help you meet the entrance requirements for the School of Health programs, depending on what they need. Sometimes they need Biology 12, formerly Anatomy and Physiology 12, here rather currently Anatomy and Physiology 12 in BC. We offer a course that runs 3 times a year, in the fall, in the winter, in the spring, summer. It is BHSC 0110. You can take that, but if you had previously had Anatomy and Physiology 12, and it's been a while, and you wish to challenge the your knowledge in that in Anatomy and Physiology 12, we do have an Anatomy and Physiology challenge exam for a nominal fee. We currently offer it online, so you can write it from the comfort of your home. The other possibility is that if you wish to enter a School of Health program that requires a 6-credit Anatomy and Physiology, we do offer BHSC 1200 as an intensive course, typically covered over 2 consecutive terms. In other schools, we offer it in just 1 term. And if you had previously taken a 6-credit Anatomy and Physiology course, and it's more than 5 years or 3 years, depending on what the program requires, you can also challenge your knowledge of that material by taking BHSC 0020. That's another challenge exam. In addition to those challenge exams and courses, we also offer some psychology courses that can help you meet entrance requirements for some programs, or meet some electives requirements in other programs. Those are Psychology 1101 and 1102. Just a quick word here: they don't need to be taken consecutively. They can be taken together, or you can take just one, depending on what the program that you wish to enter requires. And so that is it from me. And I will pass you on to Connor to talk about the trades. If you have any questions, please just send them to the Q&A. Thank you.
Oh, okay. There we go. Let's go. There we go. So my name is Connor Hoofler, and I am faculty. So I'm one of the instructors for the Trades Access Department. Specifically, I work in the Trades Learning Center. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you is our trades entry assessments. So our trades entry assessments are used to determine the equivalence to your education requirements when you're looking at going into a vocational foundation program. So let's just say that you've looked at BCIT and you want to go into maybe the millwright program or the sheet metal program, and you're looking at the requirements for it, and maybe you don't have that high enough English mark or a high enough mathematics mark, and that's where the assessments really come in. So they are so each one is approximately 45 minutes, so under an hour. And if you do receive a passing mark on it, then that's all you have to do for acceptance into the program. That's pretty common with all of our achievement assessments. We do have several aptitude assessments, which some programs also require. So it's like abstract reasoning, which is like pattern recognition, which is used in, say, our commercial pilot programs, and also mechanical reasoning, which is used throughout the trades. And again, it is another aptitude one. But all these are available, so we offer them at BCIT. I'm going to say like 3 different sessions every week. We also work with other institutions, so colleges, universities, embassies across the world. And we do also have some online versions of our assessments as well. So you can rate these assessments, at home if you feel more comfortable, outside of Canada if that's a requirement. Or if you want, you can always come into the Trades Learning Center and take a look at that as well. As there is the website down there, I do recommend taking a quick read on the different options, the different times, just to make sure you're familiar with it. So next slide, please. And so one of the other things I do is the upgrading. So we do have 2 upgrading courses as well as tutorial. So our 2 upgrading courses are on mathematics and technical literacy, or kind of the English. These are both ABE, so they are free courses if you are a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. Our mathematics, so ACES 0015, is a continuous registration or continuous enrollment. It's all online. Essentially, it's move at your own pace. You do get 12 weeks to complete, and you can always access, you do get a tutor, generally me, but I know you do get a tutor assigned to you. One of the other things that we really work with is our tutorial services. So this is a free thing that we do at the Trades Learning Center. This is pretty much if you're a student and if you're having problems, let's say you're having comprehension problems or blueprint problems, or lots of people just kind of have some mathematics or physics problems, you can always bring your work in and we'll give you a hand. We also offer this through online as well as in person, but so if you'd rather have it on Zoom, it's a bit more difficult to tutor people on Zoom, but sometimes it has to be done. Other than that, we do offer it 3 different days a week. You can always email trades_tutorial@bcit.ca for more information on the tutoring. And if you have any questions on the upgrading courses that we do, or the tutoring or the assessments, I will be around to chat about it afterwards. I do like to stress that the assessments are strictly for trades students. So the English assessment, the mathematics assessment, these are only applicable if you're going into a foundation program for the trades or that style of technical. The other my other peers have already spoken about the other mathematics or English assessments, which would have to be done for the other programs at BCIT. So always keep that in mind to double check. And if you're not sure, always reach out and contact us. I think I'm handing it back to Cynthia, I believe.
Yes, you are. Thanks very much, everyone. I think we're pretty much on time. We've got just a couple more slides and a couple more minutes. So you have all now watched and learned, and now you can potentially win one of a large tuition prize to BCIT. You'll receive a survey since you registered to be at this event. So check your inbox for it and fill it out. And I believe the draw is October 19th. And just a wrap up on ways to connect with us. You learned quite a bit about upgrading today, but you can learn about all ways to connect with us if you go to bcit.ca/experience. And there are info sessions you can attend for specific programs after this week of big info. There are campus highlight tours. You can talk to a program advisor, and you can also order our viewbook. And I'm just going to check the chat, see how we're doing for open questions. I know people have been answering questions through the evening. Looks like there's a math question. And that may be a question that's a little hard for Winona to answer. Unless, David, they know which program you're in. That may be something that you need to check directly with program advising or the program that you're looking at entering, because it's quite specific. And Gary has a question. I believe Jimmy is going to answer that one. And I think Gary's question was, do you need to take the exams if your current high school grades exceed the requirements? That would depend on the program. If you were trying to get into a competitive entry program, sometimes the minimum entry requirements are much lower than the average grades of students who successfully enter that program. So I know of some technology programs where the minimum grade for application is 67%, but the average entry grade is in the 85 to 90% sometimes. So it's important to see what is competitive for the different programs. And Edwin, I'm not sure if you are asking a follow-up question to something that you'd asked earlier. You're asking whether you would have to begin your program in September 2023, and that might depend on how much upgrading you needed to do.
Yeah, Cynthia, I think that was a question about English upgrading.
Okay.
And so I think that's just a follow-up question. I think Edwin should look at the English requirements page and I can put that link into the forum.
Yeah, and if he's an international student, he would be looking to take ICEP courses, which are specifically for international students. Is that right, Nathan?
If he is an international student, he could go to ICEP. He can also look to see if he has completed any of the standardized tests that we have posted on the English requirements page.
Okay. And I think Jimmy is answering the last question from Gary. So you can continue to ask questions in the Q&A. Our team will stick around for another 5 minutes or so. And the session after ours today is Apprenticeship Services. So Apprenticeship Services, and then after that, I think it's Trades and Apprenticeship, which is a hard word to say. Thanks very much for being with us, and I hope you learned something useful for starting your path to your BCIT program and your future career.
Hello. I would just like to thank everyone for joining us today. My name is Erica. I'm the supervisor for Apprentice Services, and joining me this evening, we have two ITA advisors, Tawny and Eric. Thank you for joining us. Just a quick reminder that this session will be recorded. If you have questions, please type them into the Q&A. We have our program advisors on hand to help answer your questions. We have quite a bit to cover in the next 10 minutes or so, so here's a quick overview. We'll first look at what is apprentice training, then we'll go through the role of ITA, overview of trades in BC, and their role as apprenticeship, and Tawny and Eric's role as apprenticeship advisors. Then we'll take a look at the benefits of BCIT training, where to start, the programs offered, and finally how to register for apprenticeship training at BCIT. Okay, Tawny and Eric, over to you to tell us all about apprenticeship and the Industry Training Authority.
Can't quite hear you, Tawny.
There we go. Is that much more clear?
Perfect.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. So yes, thank you so much for having us. I'd like to start off by recognizing that I'm coming to you today from the unceded traditional territory of the Coast Salish, Comox, Homoko, Wiwaikai, and Wiwaikum First Nations peoples. Eric.
Yeah, my name's Eric Lefrancois. I'm also an ITA apprenticeship advisor, and I am joining you from the unceded territories of the Coast Salish people and the traditional lands of the Musqueam.
Excellent. So what is apprenticeship? Quite simply, apprenticeship is learning your new career while you're being paid on the job site. One of the exciting things about choosing a trades career is you do an 80-20 split. So 80% of you starting your trades career and going through your career, 80% will be paid on the job site, on the tools, being mentored. 20% will be taking technical training at organizations and technical training providers like BCIT for only about 20% of your actual overall trade career. So a trade career apprenticeship can last up to 4 years to complete, and some trade careers can be as little as 1 year to complete. The nice thing about choosing a trades career is it never stops once you reach your full certification at the end of 4 years or at your designation on whatever trade you've chosen. You can look at things like taking a BCIT diploma of trades and becoming an instructor. You can go into self-employment. There's so many great benefits of choosing a trades career, and the best thing is it never stops once you've reached that full certification. You can look at a dual trade or, again, choose some of the other options that I had mentioned. So now that we kind of know a little bit about what a apprenticeship is, Eric, do you kind of want to tell us what apprenticeship training looks like?
Yeah, for sure. If you don't mind going to the next slide, please. So this is an example of basically a trades program, right? So this is the carpentry trade. As it's laid out, you can see that there are 4 levels in the carpentry program, which is also offered at BCIT. 20% of your time is spent in class. So those are those 4 blue blocks. And we like to use this slide to give you an example of what maybe your program would look like as you go through what an apprenticeship typically might look like. So 80% of your time is spent on the job, like Tawny mentioned, working in the field, working on the tools, developing your career, and getting paid. And that 20% in classroom will be across those 4 levels. For the carpentry trade, as an example, it can be approximately 7 weeks per level of technical training. And what you might do is get started in the trade, get a job as a carpenter on a construction or maybe a contractor job site, work with them for a little bit, get some experience, and then go into your level 1 at BCIT for 7 weeks. BCIT will teach you all of the knowledge that you're going to need to know, all of the tools, all the techniques, how to build the things that you need to know in the field. And then you return to the field with your employer and maybe work for about a year. and then you come back the following year for another level of training for your level 2, return to the field for another year, and then back for your level 3, and rinse and repeat basically until you complete your program. As mentioned by Tawny, an apprenticeship can take 4 or 5 years sometimes, depending on how often you're working and when you tend to take your levels, but most 4-level programs do take that long. But as mentioned before, 80% of those 4 years, as an example, is going to be spent on the job getting paid to do it. So this is a great example of a trade and what it might look like. Some trades can be 3 levels, 2 levels. Most red seal trades are 4 levels. By the end of your apprenticeship, you'll have worked in the field extensively. You'll have received world-class training at BCIT and training providers with that are designated by ITA. Then you'll walk away with a certificate of qualification and red seal endorsement that basically designates you as a fully qualified journey person in your trade that's recognized by industry. Next slide, please.
Excellent. So at this point, you might be wondering, who is the ITA, the Industry Training Authority, and what does this all mean in the world of trades? So the ITA, we lead and coordinate the BC's skilled trade system. Essentially, trade systems, they don't just work with just apprentices. The ITA works with a lot of stakeholders. As you can see, training providers, employers, industry, and government. One of the best examples I can probably give you about the ITA is if you can picture a bus. There's all of these different people trying to get to the same goal, and that's trade careers with stability, good pay, all of those nice things. And the ITA, we have the roadmap, and we're really here to help coordinate and facilitate and help you to get where you need to go when you choose a trades career. Next slide, Eric. So your apprenticeship advisor, as mentioned, Eric and I are apprenticeship advisors with the ITA. In BC, we have about 40,000 registered apprentices, and the ITA manages 100 trades. Among those trades, you've heard the language red seal, and what that really means is that if you did choose one of those 50 red seal trades, you would be nationally recognized. So you would have great flexibility and job mobility to move province to province, and you would be recognized at each province. As an apprenticeship advisor, I did mention that, you know, it is kind of our job to help facilitate and get you to where you need to go, whether you're a stakeholder or an apprentice. Some of the common things that we help people with is removing barriers. As you know, there's sometimes getting to where you need to go, things come up, and your apprenticeship advisor is here to help you overcome anything that kind of comes up throughout your career. The other thing too about apprenticeship advisors is that we're really connected and passionate about the communities and regions that we work within. So when in doubt, reach out. Chances are we have some great resources, whether it's connecting you to financial support, maybe getting some labor market information. But yeah, your apprenticeship advisor really is here to help navigate and help everybody move through this trades training system that we have. Next slide, Eric.
Thank you very much. So as apprenticeship advisors, we work very closely with BCIT to do everything we can with BCIT to ensure that your technical training and your work experience and everything that you're doing in your apprenticeship is as smooth and seamless as possible. We want as few barriers or bumps along the way for your journey to certification. So to that end, we come into classroom presentations. We go into BCIT apprenticeship classes and events like this one here to talk about ITA and some of the supports we can provide. We want to make sure that each and every one of you is familiar with the financial supports that are available to you as you progress throughout your apprenticeship. We also want to make sure that you're aware that we're here for you. As apprenticeship advisors, you can reach out to Tawny, myself, or one of the 20 other advisors in the province, and we will walk you through what you need to do one-on-one. We work with BCIT to ensure that everyone is completing their technical training in the correct program that they need to be in, so that way you get to where you need to go and get certified. We work with BCIT to ensure, again, that you have the financial support information that you need to cover the costs of your apprenticeship. BCIT is really helpful with ITA in providing assessment facilities so we can come into the classrooms and deliver exams. As an example, the Red Seal or Certificate of Qualification that you would need to write to become fully certified. And we also coordinate with BCIT and industry to ensure that you're getting a high standard of training. So we work with the training providers like BCIT and industry to set the standard for the program. So that way, everything that you learn as you go through level 1, 2, 3, and 4 of a carpentry program, for example, you're learning all the skills and competencies and knowledge that you would need to know in the field. That these are the things that the employers want to see and want you to know. So that way, at the end of the day, everything that you learn with BCIT is everything that's going to benefit you in your career, and you're not learning any irrelevant knowledge. So BCIT is a huge part of that process, and we work very closely with them on that. And we also provide funding to ensure that the tuition and costs of attending technical training is affordable and open to as many British Columbians as possible. And with that, I'll hand it back to Erica and BCIT to talk a little bit more about this.
Thank you, Tani and Eric. In addition to the benefits that they mentioned, BCIT's apprentice training allows you to earn while you learn. Since 80% of training is on the job, most apprentices are eligible for employment insurance benefits when not working. All our class instructors are certified journey persons and with experience in the field. And our small class sizes mean that you'll also receive individualized support and attention from your instructors. BCIT offers 3 ways to begin your apprenticeship training. If you're already working in the trade, the traditional way is to attend technical training while continuing to work full-time for your employer. This is done by registering as an apprentice with the ITA. For example, as a welder apprentice, you would come to BCIT for technical training about 10 weeks per year over a period of 3 to 4 years, completing about 1 level usually per year. When you're not at BCIT attending technical training, you would be working on your practical skills with your employer. If you're not already working, we also have offer a couple of other options. You can start by taking a foundation program. This is a popular option if you're coming straight from high school. Foundation programs are 13 weeks to 10 months in length. The foundation programs also allow you to gain the skills necessary to enter the workforce. And as a really nice bonus is that once you have found an employer to sponsor you after completing your program, in most cases you'll receive credit towards level 1 and you can start your apprenticeship directly at level 2. And another way to start your apprentice training is with a BCIT diploma with a cooperative education component. And depending on the diploma program, you can enter directly into level 2, 3, or 4 of the apprenticeship training upon completion. By now, you're probably wondering what are some of the available apprentice programs at BCIT. So here is a list of them. As the #1 training provider in BC, we offer more trades training programs than any other school in British Columbia. Our programs span over many areas of study, including electronics and mechanical, construction, and transportation. Let's just leave this slide up for a minute while I see if there are any questions in the Q&A. It looks like we do have one here, and the question is, do I get paid while I'm at school? And yes, you do. Most students are eligible for EI, and there are several other options like interest-free apprentice loans and incentive grants of up to $4,000. I also see a few questions about registering for apprenticeship training, and this is a good segue into our last item. It's quite simple. You or your employer contacts the ITA to register you as an active apprentice, and then you would visit our website at bcit.ca/apprenticeship, where you can view our training schedule. Our training schedule is updated in real time to reflect current availability, and all classes fill on a first come, first served basis. Once you've selected an available training date that works for both you and your employer, you can call us to register over the phone, or you can complete an apprentice training request form and submit that to us via email. And then once you have registered for your course, you will just continue to work until it's time for you to come to school. Before we finish up our presentation, I would just like to mention that BCIT Apprentice Service representatives are available to assist you with any of your apprenticeship-related inquiries Monday to Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3:45 p.m. And there's and here's a few other ways to learn more about BCIT as well. You can get all the details at bcit.ca/experience. And just a quick reminder to everyone to make sure you enter the Big Info at Home contest. It's your chance to win some great tuition prizes. Prize draws will be made on October 19th, and winners will be contacted by our BCIT marketing department. So this concludes our presentation. Thank you everyone for joining us. Tawny, Eric, and I will be around for a few minutes just in case there are any remaining questions. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for BCIT Big Info at Home Edition, Trades and Apprenticeship. I'm Tamara Pongrass, Department Head of the Trades Access Department and proud Interprovincial Red Seal certified tradesperson. So get comfy, settle in, and let's get started. Next slide, please. Trades training takes place over 4 out of 5 of BCIT's campuses in Burnaby, Delta, Richmond, and North Vancouver. And we recognize that these campuses are located on the unceded territories of the Coast Salish people. Tonight, representatives from the School of Construction and the Environment, School of Energy, and School of Transportation will join us. Each representative will provide information about programs and course offerings that are housed in each of these schools of trades. We encourage you to gather more in-depth data by attending program-specific information sessions that are regularly scheduled. Visit bcit.ca/info sessions to book your spot. We also have experts online from program advising to answer any questions you may have. Simply find the Q&A icon on the bottom of your screen and you can post your query and an advisor will provide answers all while we continue on with this presentation. We've allowed some time at the conclusion of the presentations and we aim to answer some of your questions live. And that reminds me, this presentation is being recorded and so I'll be sure to keep everything PG. Next slide, please. Skilled trades workers contribute to the economic well-being of the province and the country. We construct, maintain buildings and infrastructure. We manufacture products and transport both goods and people via air, ground, and water. In short, our work is vital to civilization. As an Interprovincial Red Seal qualified tradesperson, I know firsthand that trades work provides both pride and a paycheck. Some of the other benefits of pursuing a trades career are that in BC and Canada, there are shortages of skilled trades workers, which means trades are in-demand careers that were deemed essential during the pandemic, and these opportunities are projected to continue to grow. We use cutting-edge technology as we carry out our work, and we contribute to the research and development of those technologies. We gain transferable skills that leads to multiple, viable, rewarding careers, and our knowledge-based ladders well into diplomas and degrees. At BCIT, we offer programs to get you started and courses that will allow you to leverage your expertise onto the next branch of your career. Whether it be as contractors or entrepreneurs, instructors, inspectors, consultants, the list of possibilities is endless. At BCIT, we provide training for people whose work demands attention and due diligence towards safety within a culture of safety. Next slide, please. Currently, our delivery of curriculum is in person. BCIT is an in-person organization, and we adhere to all public health orders. Our upcoming information sessions will be highlighted during this presentation so that you can book your spot. Again, check bcit.ca/info sessions to find your opportunity to book an appointment. Some of these information sessions may be conducted online and some may be a combination of in-person or online. Next slide, please. So I'll reiterate some of the information that was in the presentation just before, that BCIT trades training programs start continuously. This means for most programs that may not be just one single application deadline, but multiple opportunities for you to start your training. There's availability in some of our programs even in the next few months. And you can check that by seeing bcit.ca admissions/program availability. And you'll find a listing of upcoming programs that you may be able to start right away. As tradespeople, traditionally, we earn our credentials through apprenticeship training, which is a combination of in-school and at-work sessions. At BCIT, we have foundation, apprenticeship, diploma, and some cooperative education opportunities. So when it comes to foundation programs allows you to gain some experience and familiarity with the trade to make it easier for you to find an employer who will sponsor you as an apprentice. Completing a foundation tells an employer that you have invested time to learn the basics of your occupation and are ready to build on this foundational knowledge. You'll earn a BCIT credential, level 1 of your apprenticeship, and in most cases, some workplace hours. Once you've secured an employer, you're set for an apprenticeship. To be considered participating in an apprenticeship, you and your employer will need to have registered with the Industry Training Authority, the ITA. This registration number is needed to register for apprenticeship training at any of our facilities as an apprentice. And apprenticeship training generally range in length from 1 to 5 years of work alternated with in-school technical training. The average length of time to reach full credential is approximately 4 years. The school terms vary too. They can vary from 3 weeks to 10 weeks, depending on the trade discipline. And some BCIT programs are offered as packaged as a diploma, and workplace hours are still required for your apprenticeship certification. We have a few trades programs that offer cooperative as an option, and in these programs, apprenticeship technical training is altered with BCIT monitored work experience. Check bcit.ca for detailed information about your program of interest, and we encourage you to attend program-specific information sessions, and they'll be highlighted in the following presentations. Could I have the next slide, please? Thank you. So when it comes to getting started on your path, your first step is to decide which trade you're interested in. If you're on the fence about a few, or you would like to make sure that a skilled trade is for you, exploration is a chance to test drive over 15 different trades training options over one term. You'll be earning college credits and workplace certificates. Trades Discovery and Trades Discovery for Women are regular college credit programs that have starts in winter, spring, and fall terms. And Trade Sampler is an ITA sponsored high school partnership program where students can attend trades training at BCIT, all while completing secondary school. Students register for these through their high school counselors. I'll share some fun facts. BCIT is the only post-secondary in North America that covers all modes of travel: trains, planes, automobiles, and ships. And you should also know that our facilities and equipment is state-of-the-art because BCIT benefits from a constant infusion of industry funding. Students also benefit from donors, and in the case of the Trades Discovery programs, a building developer, Concert Properties, and their industry partners began supporting our students with scholarships to encourage them in their pursuit of a career in trades. And to date, nearly 2,000 Trades Discovery students have received support for tuition, tools, textbooks. It's now my pleasure to introduce the representatives from the School of Energy, School of Construction, and School of Transportation. We have Marco, Marita, and John. And so what I'd like to do now is I'd like to ask Marco to take it from here. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much, Tamara. Appreciate it. I always learn so much when I hear you speak to us, and thank you. And thank you for also summarizing everything from the diploma to the apprenticeship and the definitions of co-op and all of that. Great, appreciate it so much. Next slide, please. I'm just going to get right into this, and we're just going to review these programs. And get you guys going for the evening. The first program that I want to introduce from the School of Energy is the Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration programs. We have multiple here, and so we'll start off with the Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration, or HVAC program. I have a 2-year diploma program, which is also a co-op program. It's one of the most popular trades that I work with. I know it is because there's growth and demand in the industry, like many of the trades. And like a lot of the trades, it's very financially lucrative. Some of the notable careers would be with contracting firms, government agencies, as well as large hotels and resort chains. The program provides a foundation in HVAC systems, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, the design, installation, and service of them. You'd be designing, building, maintaining, and repairing essential indoor comfort and cooling systems, inclusive of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. I love that it's a very self-explanatory program that way. We also do have a 1-year certificate non-co-op program. And this is really intended for people who have been working in industry or have experience working in these fields, maybe has done a foundation course in refrigeration or something along those lines, and wanted to upgrade their skills. So there is 2 options for this particular one. The 2-year program is a diploma and it is co-op, so you're going to get that work experience in there. And that 1-year certificate program is really to upgrade your skills if you have been working in that industry. The additional program that I want to introduce here is the Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Mechanic program. This is a foundation program and it is 25 weeks long. And it's providing basic refrigeration systems design, installation, and service. So it's really preparing you for an entry level into that employment of the commercial refrigeration industry. It's definitely an opportunity to take this entry level position as an apprentice in this field or in related industries. We will be hosting a combination in-person and online information session on Thursday, October the 28th. And we'll be covering off the 2-year diploma program, 1-year certificate program, and the foundation program in this online and in-person information session. Please do register for it, and we'll be able to get you more detailed information on it at that time. I currently do have about 40 people registered for it already. Next slide, please. The machinist program, and what a machinist is a machinist or a CNC machinist is interpreting engineering drawings and manufacturing a variety of complex parts using a variety of machining equipment. They would be doing the setup and running of the computerized lathes, mills, and grinders to manufacture these specific parts. This is a very simple way of explaining it. A CNC programmer is someone who is applying all those machining skills to efficiently set up and program automated machinery that would do the quality control inspections and verify production of parts and ensure that they are within tolerance and size specifications. So you're actually doing what it is that you've learned as a machinist and really automating it with the CNC or computer numerical controlled machinery. Our machinist program is a foundation program. It is 25 weeks long. And you'll be learning how to set up and operate all those machines and working with all the tools that you'll be using, such as lathes, milling machines, saws, grinding machines, drilling and boring machines, precision measuring tools, and power tools. I had many discussions with this industry, and there are a lot of positions to fill. It's a great opportunity for work, and doing a foundation course like this, there's a lot of entry-level jobs, and you can get into the apprenticeship aspect of it, and a lot of apprenticeship opportunities. Sort of. They're so busy that they might not be able to let you go into the apprenticeship aspect because they're going to keep you busy working, but that's not a bad thing either. They will get you into the apprenticeship. I'm kidding. It just might take a little bit of time. The CNC machinist is a 2-year diploma program. And this will include a co-op as well. And in this computer numerical control, or CNC, you're going to design, you're going to manufacture, and you're going to repair components. You're going to create parts and tools. And you're going to do this with a variety of metals and other engineered materials. And you're usually using traditional, which you learned as a machinist, as well as state-of-the-art machinery. Careers as a machinist or a CNC machinist and in this field are supported in various industries and sectors in BC. They're being used in forestry and mining, aerospace, automotive, in medical and research and development, and even in industrial sales. In one of those careers, you're basically needed in, this is one of those careers where you're basically needed in almost everything. I'll be doing a double feature in-person online information session with machinist as well as millwright, and I will introduce that just after I explain the millwright program a little bit. So our millwrights are often described as masters of all trades, as they are expected to install, maintain, and repair all types of machinery in almost any industry. The training that we provide is preparing the students for an entry-level employment as an apprentice in the millwright trade. Basic theory and related information, along with hands-on shop practice, will enable students to become competent in basic millwright duties. That'll include the install, repair, overhaul, and maintain of all types of machinery and heavy mechanical equipment. And basically, employment is anywhere that machinery exists. There's usually work. You've got work in areas like mining and pulp mills and wood processing and in petrochemical plants, but you're also looking at being employed in manufacturing plants and food processing and even in construction industries. This particular program is a foundation program and is 24 weeks long, and we do have apprenticeship opportunities available in the industry. So I mentioned that we're going to be doing a double featured information session on October the 19th, and we're going to be doing both the machinist and the millwright in person at 5 o'clock. And for those that cannot be there in person, we are doing an online component to it at 6 o'clock. So those that will be there at 5 o'clock will do the tours of the facilities, but at 6 o'clock, we're going to be sitting them down and doing a presentation that will be Zoom online as well, and we'll be doing that presentation to everybody both online and in person at the same time. Great opportunity, and I do encourage you to register for that information session if you're interested at bcit.ca/info sessions. Next slide, please. Power engineering is probably one of the busiest programs that I work with. In power engineering, the program provides an in-depth practical and technical knowledge, theory, and skill to operate, maintain, and manage industrial plants that use equipment such as boilers and refrigeration units. In every Canadian province and territory, only certified power engineers are permitted to operate such equipment. As described in previous, the building that we do have for the training is so impressive, and it is true and real to it is real to an example of the real world. Employment opportunities for power engineers include hospitals, chemical plants, oil refineries, breweries, pulp and paper plants, sawmills, schools, and institutions like BCIT. We have a couple of options for our power engineering programs. We have a 2-year diploma program, which is our power and process engineering. This is going to provide you the background and train you to take the exams for the interprovincial certification as a third-class power engineer. And there is a slight caveat for that. You will have to have 3 months of qualifying time or work experience to complete the third-class certification. Our power engineering 1-year program is a 1-year full-time certificate program. It's really the same first year as the 2-year program. However, it is giving you the background and allows you to take the exams for the interprovincial certification as a fourth-class engineer. I'm going to go on to explain the industrial instrumentation program to you before we get into the information sessions, because again, it's going to be a double feature information session. Power engineering is popular, and I'm following it up with the industrial instrumentation, which is a highly lucrative and relative program and a great opportunity for students. The industrial instrumentation and process control technician program is a 2-year diploma program, and it's the only program of its kind in British Columbia. Through theoretical and practical study, you're going to develop skills that are needed to install, to maintain, to repair, to calibrate, to program, to measure and use the control instruments that are applied to any kind of industrial manufacturing processes. So an example would be a flow of water that's needed for cooling down of systems, and you're the one that's going to be able to monitor and maintain those systems that are being used for that. The program has a lot of hands-on and practical training, and it's using equipment that's typically encountered in industry. We have an example of a picture of one of our graduates on there actually working with some of those industry sponsored actually equipment. The building, like the power engineering program, is set up and the training is done in a real world setting. It's impressive and so true to real life. It's definitely a great hands-on experience. Again, you'll learn how to program computerized control and programmable logic controllers and microprocessing instrumentation, as well as how to install and maintain all of these field instruments and all the computerized controls that you'll be relying on to work with. The graduates really are positioned to gain employment in a large amount of areas as these technicians. These include areas such as oil and gas, pulp and paper, in mining, food processing, even shipbuilding. And there is an opportunity for apprenticeship in the industry as well. So on October the 13th, we're going to be doing a double feature. Both of these programs are housed in the same building. So we're going to do a 5 o'clock start of a tour and doing an in-person information session. And at 6 o'clock, again, we're going to sit everybody down in a classroom and lecture, and we're going to do one that's combined, both in person and online. And those that can't be with us in person, we will definitely be doing a formal presentation like the one that you're watching now, with full details and answering your questions in detail about the programs at that time. Again, you'll need to register. I'd like to know who's going to be coming to campus. Next slide, please. Our telecommunications systems technician program. When people think about telecommunications, depending on their age, they're thinking either a landline or a cell phone, mobile phone. The program is really identifying that it's way more than this. You will be developing the skills needed to install, maintain, repair the electronic circuits and the equipment for all facets of telecommunications systems. Another trait that isn't recognized often enough is that this program is also an infrastructure or a foundation for the computing sector. It's a program that's establishing the physical basis of which the computer industry can operate on. The program has a common first year, which you complete by your training by becoming a telecommunications specialist. And then you will complete your training by becoming a telecommunications specialist in one of 2 second-year options. We have a telecommunications and networks option, and it's providing training with the current equipment encountered in the wired telecommunications industry, with current systems like the ones that we even have in our homes now. And examples would be like the fiber optics, data communications, the voice over IPs, even telephone switching systems, which is something that is being used in office buildings, for example. The second option that we have is the radio systems option. And this option teaches you to install, maintain, and repair radio frequencies, or RF telecommunications, and the related electronics that are with it. examples of this would be the communications between emergency vehicles, like in an ambulance or in a police car, or even on the boats with marine communications. Now, this aspect, or this second-year option of radio systems, is the only program of its kind in British Columbia. Another program of its own, the only one of its kind in British Columbia. Great opportunity. Some of the employers that are hiring for a lot of our students are the Shaw and TELUS and Rogers and Bell, the major telecommunications companies. You've also got the companies like the RCMP and the BC Ambulance Society, BC Ambulance. But one other aspect that has come to light in the last year or so is that these technicians are really qualified for the building of smart homes, and this is they have the skill set that is really wanted for these new homes that are having voice commands and all sorts of things that they're wanting to have automated within the homes, and these technicians are set up for that. And again, quite a lucrative type of business to be in. We're going to be doing an information session for this program on October the 20th, and it will also be an in-person and online one. The in-person portion will start at 5 o'clock, and the online portion will start at 6 o'clock. We will combine the two together. Do register for that information session. We'll get more details out to you. The last program I'm going to mention to you is the technology teacher education. Now, does this really fall into trades? Well, it does, and it's one of my favorite programs. And the diversity that's taught in this program over the years that I've seen it would definitely appeal to those who would like to do a variety of trades. Now, this is a 2-year diploma program, and it is the program that enables you to teach technology education in BC's middle and high school systems. So yes, I am talking about being a shop teacher in school, in high school or middle school. This is a joint program with the University of British Columbia, or UBC, and it transfers into UBC for your 3rd year. Really, it's an excellent opportunity for those that may want to change from their trades job to maybe teaching their trades in the high school setting. It's also a testament for us as a pathway for career progression with an education from BCIT. So there is career progression from trades to other avenues that you can actually teach those trades. We are going to be hosting 2 different information sessions. We're going to be doing an in-person session on October the 14th, which is as early as next week. And then we'll be doing an online information session for them on November the 15th. And this is just based due to time for us. And so we're going to be doing it in 2 different formats. Again, please do register if you'd like to attend any of those sessions. That's all from me for now. So I'm going to introduce the lovely Marita Luke, who will take over and introduce the School of Construction and the Environment. Over to you, Marita.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Marco, and welcome to the School of Construction and the Environment section. And first, I'm excited to share with you about 30 of our construction, trades, technical, and apprenticeship programs and more. And please note, due to COVID and the popularity of some programs, many might have some wait lists, but they are definitely worth the wait. Now let's get started. I see here Boilermaker. So if you're interested in a high-paying trade, check out Boilermaker. Boilermakers assemble and install boilers, tanks, and vats that contain liquids or gases, such as oil and other various chemicals. They may also operate machines such as robotic welders. Boilermakers' work is physically demanding, and they may work outside in a variety of weather conditions. The training will give you the full range of knowledge and skills to fit, install, assemble, erect, repair, and maintain a wide variety of vessels, tanks, towers, hoists, and other structures. Possible work sites include pulp mills, refineries, and hydroelectric projects. We offer both the foundation and apprenticeship Boilermaker training. Next, please. Now, carpentry is gotta be one of the most popular trades that we have in our school. And you know it is needed almost everywhere. Carpenters construct, renovate, repair residential, civil, institutional, commercial, industrial structures made of wood, steel, concrete, and other materials. They can work for a wide variety of employers, including new home builders and renovation firms, construction firms, building owners, property managers, tenants, building developers, and government departments. We offer both the foundation and apprenticeship options as well here. And next slide. So this is also a very popular trade, electrical. In BC, we offer the leading training in electrical foundation, electrical apprenticeship, industrial electrician, construction electrician, and security systems technician, and more. And did you know the BCIT Electrical Trades Department is BC's largest and most advanced trades training facility? BC's widest scope of full-time and part-time electrical trades program offerings, and BC's leading provider of training in the skilled trades for the past 50 years. It has an exceptional reputation with industry, and this department sure has a lot to be proud of. And just in case, electricians install and maintain electrical systems in homes, businesses, and factories. On the job, electricians practice critical thinking skills when diagnosing problems. They often work with people and need good customer service skills. The job is physical and requires them to be on their feet and move around a lot. We will also be having a special enhanced curriculum in the foundation program to support women interested in a career in electrical. So alert to women, register for the Electrical Foundation for Women info session on November 18th. The other one I want to mention here is the Advanced Certificate in Renewable Energy Electrical Systems Installation and Maintenance. I know that's a mouthful, but they call it RESUM for short. This is a needed because technological advances that have been made in the area of electrical installations for renewable energy are currently being implemented at a practical level. This program is the first of its kind that addresses the need to teach renewable energy sources. And the fourth one here is the Automated Controls Installation and Maintenance, ASIM for short. This program here is built upon knowledge and skills evolved during an electrician apprenticeship or an engineer's practical training and experience. The increasing complexity of industrial and automated control systems demands installation and maintenance people who are computer literate and who can communicate with coworkers who will often be like themselves, work across disciplines. ASIM grads will be charged with doing installations and given considerable responsibility in the setup and maintenance of industry recognized equipment. Thank you. Next slide. I think we can all agree the need for security is everywhere. Airports, schools, stores, your home, and during COVID, your front door when receiving packages. More than ever before, people are asking for electronic solutions to help restore peace of mind in an uncertain world. The demand for grads from the Security Systems Technician program has never been higher than it is now. In 28 weeks, you will be able to program, install, maintain, repair, and test equipment for intrusion alarms, camera, surveillance systems, card access, and personnel monitoring, and home automation and entertainment systems. Our security systems program was the first of its kind in North America and continues to occupy a unique position in the security industry. Employers specifically ask for our grads when advertising for new positions. Next. Now, this is, I mentioned this one earlier in the engineering session. This is one of our new micro-credentials in introductory studies in mass timber construction. And the reason why I bring it here is that it actually is a great program for tradespeople. The new micro-credential introduces you to the mass timber industry and explores some of the fundamental features and tools associated with mass timber construction. And there's an info session for this on November 4th. And next. When you look around and see BC Place and any of the bridges like Batolo Bridge or Lionsgate Bridge, have you ever asked yourself just how some of these incredible structures were built? Chances are iron workers were involved with the process. From reinforced concrete towers to steel bridges, it is hard not to observe the day-to-day work of an iron worker. Iron workers create the backbone of all large structures, both concrete and steel. Reinforcing iron workers fabricate and place reinforcing steel and pre-stressing strands into concrete structures. Right now, our iron workers are in demand and busy building high-rises, bridges, dams, mines, refineries, smelters, shipyards, cranes, shops, you name it, and every other structure imaginable throughout Canada. Next, please. And do you like wood? If any of you like working with your hands and being creative with wood, this is the one. This program is joinery or cabinet making. Joiners can do more than build cabinets. They may work in a wide variety of specialties such as cabinet making, architectural woodwork, furniture making, boat interiors, and store fixture manufacturing. The type of work in each of the areas varies. In some shops, joiners will be required to read blueprints and visualize the item to be built, make detailed drawings and cutting lists for the item, machine all the components, assemble, and then apply a finish. In other shops, the individuals may specialize in one or more of these areas. We offer both the foundation and apprenticeship programs, and we have an info session on October 20th. And next, metal fabrication. If you enjoy working with steel, aluminum, and other exotic metals, check out metal fabrication. Work in a technologically advanced, diverse, and team-based shop environment, you will learn to develop concepts and ideas into the fabricated legacies of the future. You will earn an above-average income in a shop or field location. We offer both the foundation and apprenticeship programs. Marine Fitter was developed in partnership with C-SPAN. It's an industry training authority, or ITA, endorsed trade that builds on the foundational trades of metal fabrication and boilermaker. The program prepares apprentices for work in the shipyard, including assembly of ship components such as hull frames and stringers, hatches and covers, decking and deck structures, and cabins. Next. Thank you. The piping trades is another busy department. The Piping Foundation program prepares students for entry-level employment in the piping trades, and apprenticeships are offered in plumbing, gas fitter, sprinkler fitter, and pipe fitter. By experiencing all four trade specialties, students will be prepared to make an informed decision about which career path best suits them if they decide to pursue an apprenticeship. Plumber work with domestic hot and cold water, drainage systems, and hydronic heat systems. Many plumbers hold gas tickets because of the widespread use of natural gas in BC. Steam fitter and pipe fitter install, alter, maintain, and repair piping systems that convey low and high pressure steam, hot water, air, fuel gases, fuel, and finely divided solids. And gas fitter, Class B, design, installs, repair, and maintain gas-fired fireplace appliances, equipment, and distribution piping systems. Sprinkler fitter, install, alter, and repair automatic deluge or open sprinkler, foam, fog, and more. And next slide. So if you're looking for another trade whose grads are in great demand, check out sheet metal. This is not a very well-known trade. It consists of a wide variety of areas that you could be employed in. Sheet metal work includes the following: heat ventilation and air conditioning in residential, commercial, and industrial settings. Other specialized areas include stainless steel, industrial exhaust systems, and architectural work and roofing. Being employed in sheet metal can be both challenging and lucrative. You can be working in a shop environment, working on a job site, or both. We offer both the foundation and apprenticeship programs. And next. And have you ever been fascinated by the idea of joining metal? interested in having a good paying, portable, practical skill, learning to weld can open many career doors or add to a trade you already have, thereby making you that much more valuable as an employee. Welding is a fabrication process that joins materials, usually metals, by causing coalescence. And the welding trade is vast, covering areas from structural steel used in high rises and bridges, the shipbuilding industry, mining, pipelines. Virtually every industry employs welders. And we offer the foundation, level B and level A apprenticeship too. And next slide. This one is a career you may have not thought of. We are pleased to offer one of the fastest growing career opportunities in the life safety industry as a recognized provider of the CFAA accredited fire alarm technician training program courses. You will gain a comprehensive understanding of fire alarm systems and the skills required for your success in this industry, coupled with hands-on training in the Electrical Training Center, Electrical Fire and Fire Alarm Labs. These 5 courses will provide you with the vital knowledge that can be used to satisfy the requirements of both the CFAA and ASTTBC for certification. And we have just a few more in my area. And this one is the Construction Safety Officer, or CSO. This is a very popular program. It's responsible for ensuring required safety protocols are followed on a work site. A CSO will conduct safety orientation for new workers and give crews talks to keep personnel informed about safety. They will also conduct document site inspections, site hazard audits, and maintain site safety plans to ensure that work is being done on site following safety regulations. We provide training to students who wish to pursue a career as a safety professional. And next, this is our construction management and various programs. I added this slide to show some great options if you would like to further your studies in certificates, associate certificates, and degrees. BCIT is one of the first and now one of the few educational institutions in Canada offering this bachelor's degree in construction management. And construction management was one of the, this degree completion program provides year 3 and 4 of a 4-year bachelor's degree. Or applicants would have a 2-year post-secondary training prior to admission or trade certification with some bridging courses. You'll learn techniques to help you to manage people, equipment, and money, schedule and plan, lead projects and teams, and understand and apply relevant legislation, make decisions, and much more. And learn more at our information session on October 13th. And my very last slide is of interest. If you're in construction, learning more about zero energy buildings, the BC Energy Step Code, and the Passive House Standard for Part 9 buildings, this is a must. And thanks to our Zero Energy Buildings Learning Center and High Performance Building Lab, we have these courses available to you. And that wraps up for our School of Construction, the Environment, Construction Trades, Technical and Apprenticeship programs. And we hope to see you on campus. Now I would like to introduce you to John Diamond from the School of Transportation. Sorry about that. Hi, John.
Hi, Marita. That was a great presentation. I really enjoyed it and I learned a lot from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah, see you. And hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting. I know it's a long evening. The first presentation I did this evening was at 4 o'clock. You know, transportation is so important for everything that we do. And so I'm very happy to be able to present some of the School of Transportation programs to you. These are all vital for keeping our communities commuting or traveling, bringing us goods, transit options. We want them all to be fully surfaced and safe for all the goods and products that we need. And let's move to the next slide, please. And automotive, you know, automotive technician is one of the top 10 trades in terms of in demand. And I don't know if people think about changing oil, but really it's so different from that. The electronic systems in autos are so complex today, the computers, the sensors, the communications involved. It's some of the most complex technology in the world, so it's pretty cool to be a technician. And the graduates, they work in dealerships or in private repair shops or in fleets. There are lots of different pathways out there, and there's every community has garages or dealers, so there's lots of opportunity to work wherever you want to live. Let's look at the foundation. First, let's look at the generic foundation. It's an entry-level program. It provides general training for all makes and models of light-duty vehicles or cars, and all of the level 1 apprenticeship content is covered. That includes brakes, steering, suspension, electrical, welding, vehicle maintenance, and you'll receive level 1 apprenticeship technical training as an automotive technician. You would then find an employer and work for 3 more years toward earning your red seal as an automotive service technician. Then we have the Toyota Foundation option. It's the same curriculum fundamentally as the generic program, but there's a focus on using Toyota cars and Toyota diagnostic equipment. The program also includes specialty courses needed for working at a Toyota dealership. And there's some co-op at Toyota. But we do use other vehicles as well, but Toyota dealers do support this program with products and equipment. And finally, in the foundation level, we have the Honda Acura program. Again, it's the same as the generic foundation outcomes, but has a focus on Honda cars and dealer equipment. And it's also supported by the dealers, all the dealers of BC. Next is our Auto Service Technician Diploma program, which is a co-op model. This program includes 4 levels of apprenticeship plus training. It includes some applied academic courses such as service administration or customer service skills and management. The program includes 2 co-op periods, each of 22 weeks. These allow you to gain some industry experience while in school. Many students gain permanent employment from their co-op experience. Graduates of this program often rise to positions of shop supervisor or service manager, or they start their own service and repair facility. Next, I have the Ford Asset Diploma program. Same program as the generic model, but includes access to Ford products, tools, and specialty courses needed for Ford dealer technicians. This program is supported by Ford of Canada. All of our programs lead directly through to the apprenticeship system. So upon graduation, you get to work in a shop and then return to school for your next period of training, then write your red seal. And you can see, if you want more information, you should register for an upcoming information session. And the dates for those are on the slide. And next slide, please. Auto collision industry is always growing. That's the sad fact. You can work in collision repair, which includes using equipment to straighten cars and truck frames, replacing body panels, metal repair, plastic fillers, and applying top coating primers. The foundation program, auto body repair and refinishing foundation, is first year, and it does both trades, auto body repair and auto refinishing. Auto refinishers do top coatings and primers, and they do the actual preparation for paint, applying paints and clear coats, polishing vehicles, and doing paint repair. Some students go on to car customization with body work, custom finishes, and paint jobs. The auto collision industry does this work I just said. So collision, if you take the foundation, auto body repair is 3 levels, so 2 more, and auto refinisher is a 2 level, so 1 more after you do the foundation program. Next slide, please. Motorcycle technician is a motorcycle technician. Look at just a second, please, while I go and grab my notes. Or not, as the case may be. So MPET, they combined actually motorcycle together with a bunch of other power equipment technician, whether that, chainsaws and lawnmowers and all of these small motor things, and put them together in a common program. It has a foundation and an apprenticeship, and the information system The next coming one is October 13th, so that's soon, and you can see a couple of other dates there. And next slide, please. The Heavy Mechanical Trades Foundation provides the base for your career in all 4 trades, and you receive level 1 technical training. It's 36 weeks. This includes air brakes, steering, suspension, electrical, hydraulics, welding, equipment operation, and occupational skills. The Heavy Duty Truck Technology Diploma Program includes all of the foundation outcomes, but also includes apprenticeship levels 2 and 3, plus additional advanced courses in fuel cells and electric trucks. The program is great for those with some mechanical experience, as it is delivered at a faster rate of content than the Heavy Mechanical Trades Foundation students receive, but not as fast as the apprenticeship training. If you're already working in the industry, you can register direct to apprenticeship training to complete through to your Red Seal. And I don't have a date for an info session, but there should be one coming up soon. And next slide, please. Marine Mechanical Technician is a 26-week Marine Foundation program. Covers all the outcomes from level 1 apprenticeship. It's good for those looking to enter the recreational marine trade. No previous mechanical experience is required. Students will receive technical training equivalency for level 1 apprenticeship, plus hours towards their apprenticeship. A 1-week practicum in the marine industry is included for workplace experience, and it's launching. It's a new program in September of 22, open for registration in April. And next slide, please. At the Aerospace campus, we have a diploma in airline and flight operations. The program's available in both fixed wing and rotary. So right now it takes you right from your private pilot's license all the way through. It has a lot of courses beyond the flying. We teach flying with a partner, Pacific Flying Club, and but it also has crew management and air carrier, airport security, and aviation career planning. It's this program runs through the summer because, of course, the summertime is the best time for flying, so it doesn't take a break it's less than 2 years, 78 weeks or something like that. And next slide, please. And the Airport Operations Diploma Program. So this program is a 2-year program. It does take the summer off. It's it's a good business of running an airport program. So there's airline economics and environmental management and leadership, and there's a work integrated period. So you're out there working in the industry. The graduates often work at airports or at airlines, or they become consultants and they go to work for consultants. So it's good in that way. It's got a strong, as do all of our programs, it has a strong set of relationships with industry. We have a program advisory committee that consists of members from many airports and airlines and so on. You'll have lots of guest speakers in this program. There's lots of field trips to airports, and they participate in industry. So again, it's a fun thing if you'd like to work in the aerospace industry as something other than a pilot. And next slide, please. That's all for me. Thank you so much, and on we go. Let's see, and is there another slide for? Is that the end of the presentation? Aha! I knew that should be there. Don't forget, if you've attended Big Info, that you can win $1,000 towards tuition, which is a lot. All you have to do is complete your entry and submit the Big Info thing by October 8th. And I think the 19th is the date of the draw. So don't forget to enter the draw. And that's all for me. Thank you so much. And have a great evening. If you have questions or answers, we would be glad to do them in the Q&A there.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Is there one more slide?
I don't know. Let's see. I think the other, there should have been, is there? Yes, there is. Aha.
Slide, yep.
Sure. I should have known that was there. Again, more ways you can learn about BCIT. Attend an info session. We talked about the dates for a lot of the upcoming ones. Check out the 360-degree virtual campus highlights. Program advisors are still available right now. They're included in, if you had Q&A, you probably got an answer from a program advisor. Order a free copy of the 2022-23 view book. And you can get all of the details at bcit.ca/experience. Thank you. That is the last slide. Thanks, Marco.
No, thank you, John. It's all good. We're all in this together, aren't we? We will be staying on for a few more minutes for any of you that might have any questions. And if there is any questions that at the present time there isn't any available, but if there are any questions that we can answer live, we'll definitely do so as well. In the meantime, thank you all for participating, joining us for day 3 of Big Info.
Day 3.
Hope you had as much fun as we have over the last 3 days. And we are having another session for business and help me. Business and media is tomorrow evening, correct, everyone?
It is.
Great, and that begins at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So great, thank you all so much, and let's put some background music on. And again, we'll be here for a few more minutes for questions and answering.